teacher go to school?
What do you think of what's going on right now, mate?
These evil little invisible parasites.
Satan-worshipping Freemason morons.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
We're not run by factions.
Get the fuck out of camera!
There are much more powerful international forces in play.
Is this pink guy? Is this what pink guy is? I don't fucking know what's happening.
Please go outside and look at the moon quickly.
It's been crazy, guys, but guess what? It's how it is, mate.
Mate, because I want to do you slowly.
But I ain't spending any time on it.
Welcome to the Conditional Release Program with your host, Joel Hill, and your co-host, Daniel Morrison, replacing the Mr. Insider for this week because Daniel has a bone to pick with billionaires, assholes, and social media manipulators, whether they are doing it intentionally or not. We're actually not sure. I've read this script and it is a fucking monster, and I'm very much looking forward to being more of a passive participant in this. Now, this episode does reference a influencer called Clown Repellent. Now, we personally don't see Clown Repellent as a good thing, but if you want a version of Clown Repellent, what I tell you to do right now is to go to cbco.beer and buy a case of beer, because I tell you what, if you shake it up, you open it and you spray it in any clown's face, it will repel them. Actually, it will repel anyone. If you do that to anyone, it will repel them. So if you want to repel people, including clowns, buy some CBCO beer. It is quite frothy if you try. Shake up those tins, spray them on people you don't like, and smite your enemies. And if you use CRP10 at the checkout, you might get 10% off. You might not. I don't know. I think it still works. I don't check these things. Anyway, thanks for supporting us, guys. There's obviously a Patreon, but Daniel doesn't give a shit about that. What he cares about is fuckheads on social media destroying the planet on behalf of billionaires unwittingly. Well, probably unwittingly. Let's find out. Daniel, let's chat.
Joel, good to see you, mate. Thanks for
it's a fucking pleasure, man.
Thanks for having us on. So look, yeah, I mean, we'll just jump straight into it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no foreplay.
So as you know, my focus has always been the divergence of realities, right? Like how this massive transnational decentralized disinformation machine has pumped enough propaganda into our communities to create a completely separate informational universe in order to give more power to the billionaire pedophile protectors. That's why the world is so fucked, right? Content gets piped directly from this factory into people's feeds. It takes over their algorithm and it shapes their reality. As Bill Hicks said, it's very brightly colored and it's very loud and it's very convincing. And my thesis has always been that it gets good people, that it hits them with a bunch of lies in order to get them to support its ideology, which is ultimately the destruction of the international rules-based order, so that the elites can keep getting away with doing whatever they want, like exploiting children and the planet.
And us.
So this is what I've been studying, right? Because I care. I pay attention to the narratives and the vehicles that the narratives come through, which is, you know, the YouTube channels, the podcasts, the social media accounts and such. And when I'm looking at these things, I'm not just watching the videos and listening to the shows. I'm reading the comments and I'm engaging with people in there to see what the conversation is like. And in one of these comment threads, I saw an account called the Hard Yarns Podcast. So I went and had a look, you know, and it's this guy from Perth called Cameron, who seems like a decent dude. Yeah, he's been doing the podcast since 2019. Started out just, you know, chatting comedy and conspiracies and shit, and then you can watch it happen in real time in 2020. You can start to see the specific stories from this factory start coming out of his mouth. He gets into QAnon and this awakening stuff, and he starts just saying blatant lies about both Trump and Biden. And I mean, if we want to get all knowledge fight, like I can go back and cover some of those episodes to show people the lies if they want. How
much talent have you got?
Exactly. I mean, so I'll wait till I'm asked, right? Yeah. Because we've got more contemporary things to do today. But one good quick example is it's talking about how Biden got Ukraine to fire that prosecutor. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, the short version is Ukraine had this big problem with corruption. And this prosecutor, Shokin, wasn't doing his job investigating it. And everyone was like, you need to fuck this guy off. and they weren't doing it. And then Biden, as vice president, said, okay, well, you're not getting the billions of dollars in aid then. Because this was part of his job, right? As a statesman and a diplomat. And so obviously he has no problem telling the story on stage a few years later.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 2020, the disinformation factory gets hold of the clip of him saying that, and Rudy Giuliani says, "Oh, he told the guy he told them to fire the guy for investigating his son," which is just not true. Like it's a lie. It's almost a quaint lie compared to some of the stuff that's going to come later. But the point is just how brazen it is. It's like it's a literal complete inversion of reality. And it creates this entirely separate informational universe in which Trump isn't that bad because Biden did this.
Yeah.
And then Cameron falls into it and he tells this to his listeners as if it's a fact. So it shapes their informational universes. And then thanks to this and a million other lies like it, Trump is now in charge of the world and we're all living with the consequences of that.
Yeah.
Anyway. I also heard him say that he thought that there was orchestrated division going on and that the only way forward was by having conversations with people on the other side. And I thought, hell yeah, here we go. Now we're talking, you know? His show was literally called Hard Yarns. And I mean, what's a harder yarn than confronting the fact that one or both of us have been lied to and manipulated by this elaborate propaganda campaign? So I reached out. I thought that was the right thing to do. You know, like as a man and as a patriot and a father and just as a human.
Yes, the basic. Yes.
I didn't know what else to do. I'll just read you what I said so that we're all on the same page, right? So I think this was sometime last year. It was a while ago. It says, all right. G'day, gents. I recently found your podcast and have binged through a fair few episodes. I can see that you're good dudes who care about shit and are willing to stand up and talk about it in good faith. I think we'd all agree that there's a massive problem with siloification of politics and culture and that people aren't talking to each other enough. And I genuinely appreciate your work in that respect. So I'm willing to put my hand up as a leftist and come and have a conversation. I've heard you say a few times that you're keen for that too. I don't want to think of it as a debate, but you're welcome to grill me on whatever you like, and I'll either explain or defend every single thing. Let's thrash it out. You know, like I want to see what common ground we have and find out where we actually disagree. Because I think you're right. There is a lot of orchestrated division going on, and the only way that we can stop the bastards from fucking us is to fucking talk. I reckon it'd be a good episode, but to be honest, I'd be happy just to chat offline as well. I'm not in this for any kind of clout or exposure. I can jump on a call whenever you like, but would be very easy to twist my arm and get me to fly over to Perth too, because I think this matters a lot. And fuck, if you like conspiracies, I can tell you who actually started QAnon and how that's been covered up. Dead set. Yeah. So that's, you know, I thought that was fair enough. And he did reply saying that he could be keen, but then just sort of dropped off. So I followed up a few times and he basically bailed by saying, quote, "If you've picked a side, then you've already been manipulated. See always from the middle."
That is an idiot's way of being smart.
Well, exactly, because whatever you call the middle is a side. Like, this isn't some binary system. Everyone picks their positions on things and then we move forward in the universe accordingly. If you want to call your position the middle, that's fine, but you've still picked something.
It's still position. Yeah.
Exactly. Dickhead. And yes, I picked my positions because I think that they're right and I'm willing to stand by them. And if you have a better argument for different positions, then I want to hear it.
Have a hard yarn, mate.
Exactly. So look, at this point, I'll be clear about what positions I'm picking. I think that we should put people before profits. I think that basing our society around whatever makes the most money for billionaires is a bad idea.
Communism.
That's what I think. Now, I call that leftism because definitionally that's what it is. But if that word means something different to you, then fine. I don't care about the labels. I care about the positions.
It could be Marxist. Let's go there. No one cares. It is the right fucking thing. Anyway,
nothing, right? And meanwhile, he's gone full steam ahead on this culture war thing. It's a very predictable list of guests. He's got Joel Jamal, who listeners might know is the head of the Australian branch of the MAGA propaganda operation, Turning Point. He's got Jeff Dye, who's a MAGA comedian, Sam Banford from Two Worlds Collide, a guy called Garbage Human, who posts horrifically racist shit all day, and of course politicians like Gerard Rennick, Malcolm Roberts, etc.
So Garbage Human is a genuine description.
That's his account name. Yes, he's a guy on Instagram as well. And again, we could do another episode about that, but that's even more awful. His stuff, like that guy, he's just an outright Nazi.
Yeah.
Anyway, in March of this year, he has on a guy called Clown Repellent. Well, I mean, his name's Jeremy, but he runs an Instagram account called Clown Repellent, which he started in October of last year. And now has about 300,000 followers. And look, I'm not going to tell you the kind of person he is. I'll let him tell you himself. So now these are video clips, so it might be tricky on an audio medium, but we'll just sort of describe it. And if anyone wants, they can go and look for it themselves. So sorry, I'll just pull these up here. So look, we'll start with this one. Where are we? Here we go. So this is a guy wearing a pink vest. He's got a white shirt and a pink vest and a pink dress and some pink pigtails in his hair. And he's just waiting to cross the road. Like, he's not even particularly. He's not trying to present as a woman. I don't think. He's just wearing pink clothes, and he's just crossing the road. And Jeremy's sitting there scowling. So this is what he does. He sits there watching these things get angry.
I'm proud to admit, if I witnessed this in real life, I'm really proud to admit, actually, I'm going to cop some shit for this. If I saw a fucking 6 foot, he looks about 6'2", this motherfucker. Yeah, probably double my size. Bit of a challenge, you'd think, yeah? But it'll be easy. If I saw this 6'2" fucking Fruit Loop with a fucking dress in public,
Fucking dress.
anywhere near children, I'd fucking flog the fuck out of him. And it would be
Legitimacy shield.
about half his height. So, what a fucking absolute mental patient.
Flog the fuck out of him.
Near the kids. Got to protect the kids. It's
Well,
all
that's
for
the
the
thing.
kids. Nothing to do with me.
Exactly, because you may have heard him slip in the qualifier if he's anywhere near children there, like as if that makes it okay, because he's doing it for the kids, right?
Yeah,
but obviously
that's exactly it.
he has that reaction as soon as he sees this guy. That's the overriding impulse, and the children thing comes after as an excuse.
As an
and we know
excuse,
that.
that's exactly it.
And we know that because here's his reaction to another one. Here we go. So this is a guy wearing a pretty stunning blue sequined dress. It's late at night. He's obviously just come out of a club. He's waiting for a cab, standing on the side of the road.
Mental illness is really rampant. Fuck me. I hope that cunt got bashed that night.
I hope that cunt got bashed that night.
Who
See, and
fucking
that's
says that?
got nothing to do with children. Like, the kids are all in bed. There's no kids around. He just wants to do harm to anyone who doesn't dress the way that he wants.
Amazing.
But, maybe deep down, it's motivated by a generalized concern for the welfare of young girls, right?
Of course.
So let's listen to his response to two teenagers expressing their feelings about sexual assault.
Oh, no.
I'd rather feel the claw of a bear rake through flesh than a man's hand carving the innocence from this body. At least the only thing a bear can carve from this body is blood.
I'd rather a bear's teeth rip through flesh than a man steal the voice from my body.
Just laughing
Hide
at
my
them.
words from my tongue.
At least the only thing a bear can steal from this body is blood. I'd rather a bear dismember this body unrecognizable than a man destroy my self-image.
When does this happen at? Where does this happen at?
Slam poetry, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh, is there
The inner west.
Like a pet bear? Is there like a spare bear laying around? Give these motherfuckers what they want.
These motherfuckers.
See how they go with a bear.
Yeah, they don't want a bear or you.
Shit from these two. What are they talking about? Throw them to the bears.
Throw them to the bears.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
That's literally wishing harm upon two young girls who are saying that they don't want to be sexually assaulted by men. Throw them to the bears.
Yeah. And
what
they'd
they're
rather
talking
be
about-
eaten by bears.
Yeah. So that, I mean, they're talking about the same thing that he claims to be talking about, which is how heinous sexual assault can be. So his concern isn't actually about protecting children at all. It's just a power trip for him.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, this is what he does, right? He's called clown repellent, but he's really more of a clown magnet because he literally sits there all day and just scours the internet specifically for the most rage-inducing content that he can find, or it's fed to him. And he swallows it, hook, line, and sinker, and then reposts it, trying to make the point that the left is evil and retarded. So he does these reaction videos, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this might shock you, but unsurprisingly, most of it is it's just fake. Like he'll literally fall for AI. Like there's one with a woman barking like a dog who gets attacked by a dog, and he's like, "Oh, suck shit, you stupid bitch," and it's like not real. There's one with a fat woman rolling down a hill, and he's like, "Oh my god, look at how stupid this is." Like, yeah, it's stupid. It's not real. There's one with a guy walking up to a table and flipping it over. None of them are actually real. Like they were literally cooked up in a digital lab to manipulate him. And he just laps it all up, and he lets it shape his reality, using it to think that he's like a sane person in a clown world. Or sometimes it won't even be like it won't even be as fancy as AI. He'll just see a headline like church leader identifies as a toddler and grows breasts, and he'll just treat that like a gospel. Like shit isn't real, mate. Some deliberate skits, like there's one with a guy wearing a cow suit, pouring milk over himself in a shower, going moo. It's like the point is to make you laugh at how cringe it is. Like that's the idea. Some are satire. There's a funny one. There's a girl saying something obviously stupid on a podcast, like about manifesting fitness or something. And he's like, "Oh, some people shouldn't talk on a microphone." Without a trace of irony, because he's not smart or media literate enough to get the joke that she's taken the piss. Some are trolling by like trying to look weird, like how Ricky Gervais takes thumb selfies in the bar. Have you seen those ones?
Yeah,
he puts his chin down. Yeah, because it's funny to look weird or unusual. Right? Or like those people who make cooking videos where they spread the pasta all over the bench and then pour the shit over the top. Like the point is to wind people up so that they comment, right?
It's entertainment, as Ed goes.
Exactly. Some of it is just people who look fly as hell, like their makeup is on point, and he has a problem with that too. Like if they had eyeshadow or like painted nails or whatever, God forbid. They look really good. Bear in mind, by the way, this is a guy who's decorated his body by permanently painting pictures of flowers on his arms.
Yeah, he's got shit tattoos. Yeah,
he's put holes in his ears so that he can hang shiny diamonds from them.
He's got trinkets. He must show off his trinkets.
So yeah,
it's
and then some, some might be genuine niche fetish content that's managed to escape its corner of the internet, and some might be people with genuine issues.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But this guy just drinks it all in and lets himself believe that it's this satanic conspiracy clown world.
Yeah,
and anytime he does post about an actual pedophile, they're not transgender or an immigrant. Like there's a white bloke who's a surfing instructor on the Gold Coast, and there's a British chick who's a childcare worker. And then if there's ever any mention of how many MAGA conservatives get done for child sex offences either. Speaking of which, a good account to follow for that stuff is Reich Wink Watch. If people don't know, they document those many, many, many convictions.
There's too many. You can't keep up with them. There's so many MAGA pedophiles.
It's insane. It's insane.
You can't keep up with it. Yeah.
And they're not transgender. Anyway, this is the guy that our friend Cameron thought, yeah, cool. This is the kind of person who I want to amplify and connect to my 400,000 followers. And I think we need to talk about it because this separate realities thing is just not going to work. And I'm not going to sit back and just hope that it gets better on its own because it's not.
No.
So, look, I think Cameron's a good guy, right? Like, that's why I'm doing this. If it was just an arsehole talking to an arsehole, then I probably wouldn't bother because that's just not that interesting. The reason I am bothering is that I don't want the arseholes taking our good guys with this bullshit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
So, let's jump into the episode, shall we?
Okay. Let's dive in. There is a lot. Look, I've listened to a little bit of this guy's podcast, and I gotta say the guy has a lot going for him, and it's all wrong. But like you say, nothing is incurable. So I think your approach to this is very noble. I'm more of a nihilist. I say throw the guy to the bears, but I think you're right. I think your benevolence is rubbing off on me.
We're doing life rafts here.
You're a good man. You're a very good man. Better man than I.
All right, we'll kick off with this. This is the beginning. There's not much in this opening bit, but it's just it's a good introduction for how they came together.
Let's get hard.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It's I've been seeing your stuff for a bit, and it's pretty. Speaking of fucking polarizing, but do you know what? Actually, so I'd seen a bit of your stuff come up on our screens through the TikTok. Fuck, that makes me sound old. And there was one that came up recently, and that went pretty berserk, and you just unleashed everything you thought, and I was like, you're into more than I thought you were.
So just quickly, what he's talking about there is a video where he rattles off pretty much every conspiracy that you can think of that's doing the rounds right now, up to and including the idea that the world is run by 13 families who are the Illuminati, etc.
Blah blah blah.
But we'll carry on.
Well, yeah, that idea came from, it was people kept messaging me saying, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about this? Do you know this? Do you know this? And I just said to my missus, I think I'm just going to unleash just one clip of everything that I tell you 24/7.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. She's like, you're going to lose so many followers.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was one video, one take. Ended up getting 30,000 followers from it.
Yeah.
That's what people want to hear, like, because it's what they, I suppose, they're internalizing themselves, or maybe have a somewhat,
or maybe they're robots,
full strong belief about it.
Yeah,
but they're like, oh, okay, that gets validated. But
well, it's funny because as soon as you start talking about it out openly, people start going, do you know what? I actually thought that.
So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to include that because that's just a great demonstration of exactly how this machine works. Right,
Yeah.
like I love how they lay it out so clearly. They're all watching the same channels, getting the same information, and feeling like they're aligned. And so that is what people want to hear. So when you post this kind of stuff, the right-wing conspiracy content, you get massive engagement boosts. So they're literally incentivized to post right-wing conspiracy stuff. It's deliberately polarizing people to get more followers to monetize through merch and advertisers.
Yep.
This next one's great too. Here we go.
And we were talking about how just getting off social media. Maybe that's the win. Maybe that's the way out of this.
Maybe.
For everything.
Yeah.
Because it's a great tool to be used to communicate and expose what's happening around the world and the injustices and the corruption that we're seeing. But it's also a tool to escalate and divide.
Ah, big time.
Yeah. Here, right?
Yeah.
It's so fascinating how close they are to understanding it. Like, that's literally what you're doing. This clown repellent guy, his entire platform is about escalating and dividing, using literal fake shit, let alone the stuff that's just out of context. And you're choosing to have him on your show to spread it to your audience as well. And you're not exposing anything except innocent people to toxic disinformation. But
yes,
you know, we'll go more into that later. So then we get an interesting observation.
Everyone's getting red pilled or even black pilled at the moment, and there's obviously the narrative.
Jew-pilled.
Yeah, Jew pilled. Jew pilled. Let's call it for what it is. But it's really fashionable, and everyone's like, Jews control the world. Jews do this, and I'm like, yeah, but why are they allowing this?
Yeah, okay. So that's a good question, right? And it's good to see this kind of thought. The reason is simple. It's because pumping out this kind of shit is how the billionaires took power. And now that they have the power, they're using it to pump out more shit so that they can take more power. Like, you remember when Twitter had rules and regulations and these guys called it woke? And then the literal richest person in the world spent $44 billion buying it and then took away all the rules and regulations so that he could use it to push a bunch of lies to get Trump in office, and then got the keys to the government so that he could basically shut down the departments that were investigating him, and then use the bullshit machine to tell everyone that it was about fraud and abuse. And now he's going on these government trade ships to China. Like, yeah, so that's what's happening. The conspiracy stuff was never a threat to the evil elites. That's the thing.
No.
It was a tool that they used to trick people into supporting them. But, you know, they'll look for any excuse to avoid admitting that. Anyway, the best parts are when we do get some genuine self-reflection, like here.
I think a lot of people do look at things in a surface level way, ourselves included at times. They just look at it and you go, well.
Well, who controls your mind? The algorithm. It's a fucking brain fuck because you're like, well, obviously, I have my beliefs, then they've, inherently come from somewhere. Like I've either my first 7 years of life, school, I got some beliefs, my parents, I got some beliefs, my friends, I got some beliefs, but right now, where do most of my beliefs come from?
Yeah.
And that's the algorithms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow,
Exactly.
You got it.
Correct.
You got it.
You are being force-fed AI slop by an algorithm that's specifically designed to make you think the left is crazy. That's where your beliefs come from. That's what's shaped your reality. We're doing it right in front of your faces. You even know that they're doing it.
Yep.
So, this is crazy. Because they do get it. And this is why I wanted to reach out. Because from time to time, they will make admissions like this, which I thought was worth exploring. But no, it turns out he's actually lying here. This is just false modesty. He's still convinced he's right and is not actually willing to undergo any further reflection.
They never are.
It's just fascinating psychologically, right? If you genuinely did believe that and you did care about truth in the planet, then surely you would want to interrogate that. But
No. Too intellectually challenging. It's there's too much rigor in that. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean this is going to be a theme throughout this episode, but yeah, that's basically the case.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. It turns out that people seeing what you do on social media is a conspiracy too.
Do you think it's a coincidence that they've added you can see what people have shared and liked on Instagram? I don't think because
that far.
Because
actually,
it's happened to me recently where someone's like, "Oh, you like this post,"
and it was probably a controversial post.
Yeah. And I like most of the time when I like a post, it's something I find funny.
Yeah,
or very
funny.
If it's for example, there's a lot of the Jew stuff that's going around with the Nazi stuff, and there's that one that's it's got Edward Norton from American History X when he turns around and he's like ready to talk about my political views, and I like that every time it comes up. Like, it's just funny.
It's funny.
Yeah. Okay, Cameron. So what's the joke there? What are the political views that he's talking about? That's a Nazi, right? Not in an exaggerated hyperbolic sense. That he's got a literal big swastika on his chest, right? And I think you're talking about the scene where he's just violently murdered someone. So are you saying that that's funny because that's so far from your position that it's ridiculous, like it's absurd? Or are you saying that's funny because of how close it is to your position? I get the feeling it's not the former, and I'm pretty sure it's not about that character's change of heart either. So you're liking literal Nazi shit, which you're entitled to do. That's fine, but don't act surprised when people are like, "What the fuck?" Don't complain about people seeing it when you're doing it on the internet, and don't try and weasel out of it by going, "Oh, it's just funny."
Yeah. Anyway, it's just a joke, bro. It's just a prank, bro. Don't worry about it, bro.
Sure, it can be a joke, but what is the joke?
Yeah.
So let's carry on.
Your position.
Continuing that theme.
This is another thing that I ponder on sometimes as well, because I have some hardcore beliefs. I as you know, and I'm pretty radical. And, there's been a few things that have radicalized me probably over the last decade. But I'm like, maybe I'm getting fed what they want me to. How do I know?
Yes, Jeremy. For the love of God, yes, that's what it is. God.
We don't know what's real.
Yeah.
No one really knows what the fuck is going on.
No.
And I think there's a little bit of peace in that.
Or the people who think they know what's going on, they're the ones who know the least.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
Projection.
So just keep in mind that these guys are very shortly going to tell us that they definitely do, in fact, know what's going on, that they have this, secret plan to run the world, and that the UN is trying to enslave us all with digital ID and all that. Right? Just remember,
I don't know how any of this shit works. It's so annoying. Oh my God.
Anyway. So, anyway, let's see where all this started for him, shall we?
So, all the social media stuff, I really did start that because I've been a dad.
Yeah.
And I was fucking terrified of what was creeping in.
You were bored.
The way it was creeping in, and I knew where it came from.
Yeah.
I don't think it was just boredom. I think it was.
Okay.
I think there's a lot more to it than that. And look, okay. So here to explain more about what he means by that, we'll jump over to another podcast for a sec. Two Worlds Collide, which people might be familiar with, where he tells the host Sam the story of how he got started.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you an example. Is it advantageous for a father to know that 40,000 children go missing in Australia every year? What's the answer to that? Yes. That's an objective opinion. That's an objective fact. That is advantageous because then what does that make a father? That makes a father a bit more paranoid, and that's good. That makes a father, in public be a lot more vigilant. And then, you will, I suppose, not be a victim of your child getting, let's call it for what it is, because 40,000 children are getting missing every single year in Australia. No one knows this. They just think, no, Australia's protective about this. It only happens in America. It only happens in South America. It only happens in Haiti. It only happens in Asia.
What's the report? So just to jump.
So do you know what's going on there? Do you know what that number represents?
40,000 people who maybe didn't come home by 5 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's missing children reports. It's not kids who are getting abducted. And to Sam's credit, he calls that out, right? So
okay.
Jump in because I know the American stats here suggest that there's something like 300,000, but they're like missing kid reports. So say if your kid goes down to the park, they'll ring up and be like, "There's a missing kid," but then they find them like an hour later. So I think that's to bulk with that. And I think there's a small percentage that actually do go missing, but it's still like one is too many, right? So there might be out of that 30,000 or 40,000, there might be 10%, but still 3,000 or 4,000 kids go missing a year. It's like
right. So I don't know. That's new information to me. All I know.
Okay, there we go. So
did you look
new
into
information
this at all?
Fantastic. So this is the thing. You were never actually serious about this. Like, you never looked twice at that number. You never thought to check what it represented. You just heard it on social media and you ran with it and you let it infect you with this paranoia, which has shaped your life, right? And now it turns out that wasn't true.
Anger. Yeah, it's fucking.
So let's hear a little bit more.
There's 40,000 kids.
I think that's missing. I think that's missing reports.
And then they get
then they get found. But then there's a certain percentage of kids that don't get found. I know because I've had people on this podcast that run a business called Lantern Rescue.
What's
Okay, so we don't need to go into that because, I mean, that information was also available to everyone who didn't necessarily have those guys on their podcast.
Yeah.
But great, it's news that's finally made its way to Jeremy. From a guy on his side, right, telling him directly to his face that his entire thing is built on false information, right? Someone told him a ghost story,
correct the record.
And he's based his life around fighting ghosts. There's not 40,000. Exactly. That's what you should do if you're a serious researcher. Yeah. There's not 40,000 kids being trafficked in Australia every year. If that really was your reason for getting into it, then, I've got great news. Australia now has 39,000 fewer missing and trafficked kids than you thought it did. Good. Yes, there are some that do go missing. We all knew that already. And if we're going to fight that, then we need to make sure that we're dealing with accurate information, not wasting time on fucking ghost stories.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So
facts matter.
Now what?
Facts matter.
Like, what are we doing here? We've learned that this foundational piece of his worldview is a lie. So what does that mean? Because this Hard Yarns podcast comes out 2 days after this one, and he's still acting as if it's true.
So he's still saying
new information hasn't changed anything about his world.
Right? Amazing.
Because it wasn't actually about the kids. He just wants an excuse to act tough.
Yeah, that's it. Bad guys. Good versus evil. Guru shit, really.
Anyway, back to Hard Yarns, talking about gay stuff.
Oh, good.
And I knew that it was an orchestrated effort by BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street in order to ruin a whole generation.
Felt like that.
It really was. Yeah. It was all at once. All at once. All the major companies, they fucking control every company in the world, but they started pushing LGBTQ propaganda down everyone's throat.
Down everyone's throat.
Oh, fucking
okay, so I mean, first of all, did they though? Or like, is that just what your algorithm showed you? Because if I step out my front door and walk down the street, I don't really have anything shoved down my throat, right? Like some businesses might put up a rainbow flag in their profile for Pride Week to make a point that everyone's welcome, as the same as they'll do for Earth Day or whatever. But it's not like some conspiracy.
Well, I saw a gay today. They had a rainbow lanyard.
You saw it.
And I felt very gay about it. I always wanted to fuck him.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Nice. I'm very traumatized. It's hot.
So then we get sinister, right?
For a reason.
Which was to ruin a generation, right? Like that's what he's suggesting. So I mean, the question is like, what do they get out of ruining a generation? Like, I mean, okay, it's too big of a question to go into here, but this world that you're describing, it just doesn't make sense. Like BlackRock wants to maximize the quarterly returns for their investors and shareholders. Like, that's it. They don't give a fuck if you're gay or straight. They're not even really a company. Like they're an investment fund. They buy shares. And if the companies whose shares they buy want to seem inclusive by putting a rainbow in their profile for a day, then they'll fucking do it. That's not a conspiracy. That's just capitalism. And they just want to make money. And if that requires pandering to progressives, then they'll do that. And if it requires supporting a fascist regime, then they'll do that.
Absolutely.
It's not really that complicated.
It's the pink dollar.
Okay, so let's get into some numbers though. Let's look at some stats.
Okay, let's get hard.
I've said this multiple times now, but at the peak, it was 32% of Gen Z identified as LGBTQ. Now, that is a very, very large amount.
That's a very large amount. We'll get into this data, but I'll let the segment play out a bit more first, so that we have the full context.
And that's not because something changed biologically.
Yeah.
No. It's not because of something changed in the DNA.
Yeah.
It's because of the propaganda.
Well, you know what they'll well, now we feel more free to express ourselves and be open about it.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what they'll say.
Yeah.
What do you mean, shut the fuck up? Why is that your answer? And thank you for at least offering the devil's advocate there, Cameron. But why are you saying it in that voice? Like, they'll say we'll feel more free to express ourselves and be open about it. Like, why not? Well, they would say that we feel more free. Because
Isn't that nice?
Like, it's pretty much that. Look at Mad Men. That guy Sal, right? Like he wouldn't have to hide it anymore. Now you might not like that, and you might want gay people to be scared of coming out, but it's not really your call, And you might not like that either, and that's probably what's driving this, to be honest. Okay, or let's listen to his alternative hypothesis.
That's because of brainwashing.
Yeah.
That's because of, a mass coordinated, orchestrated, engineered fucking effort by the people who control the world.
And
Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't be, I definitely would understand people saying the argument that I was just talking about with like, they do feel more free to express themselves and be open about it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Doesn't
good.
explain
Thanks,
a
Cameron.
30% jump, maybe a few percent of other people and whatnot. But you're correct.
The water's making the frogs gay.
well, in this case, it's the propaganda that's making the frogs gay.
Exactly.
But okay, cool. So look, we've come to a data point, right? Being used to support a specific argument. This many Gen Z identify as LGBTQ. Therefore, there is an evil conspiracy from a small group of people who control the world, and they're deliberately making people gay because they want to ruin it, right? Like that's the hypothesis that's being offered.
Yep.
Well, I mean, this sounds serious, right? So let's be serious.
Let's be hard.
What analysis did we do of this data? Like, did anyone look at the report, or did we just take that number at face value like we did with the trafficked kids? Like, are we just believing whatever we're told here? Like, if you tell me that there's this group that are fucking the world, then I'm going to look into it because we like research, right? So let's look. Where did that data come from? The PRRI, which is the Public Religion Research Institute, started by a guy called Robert, who's the author of a book called The End of White Christian America.
Oh, good.
So that's where he's coming from. So immediately there's a pretty easily identifiable agenda there, right?
Yes.
Also, it says that the survey was made possible by the Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors, if that's the sort of thing that you care about.
It's the Freemasons.
But that doesn't mean that the data is necessarily false. Let's look at it. It was an 80-page report looking at the overall picture of different generations' views and positions on a whole bunch of different things. The methodology was an online survey of a few thousand people, and one chart on one half a page was about sexual orientation, And according to that, it says that 28% of Gen Z identify under the umbrella of gay, lesbian, bi, or something else. And yeah, it was 4% of baby boomers, 7% of Generation X, 16% of millennials, and 28% of Gen Z. So even if we do take their word for the numbers, it's not 32%. It's not even 30%. It's 28%. And the growth is almost entirely due to people ticking the bi box. So not gay, not trans, just maybe not 100% convinced that they're 100% straight, right? Because it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's not a 30-point jump; it's a 12-point jump, which is still noticeable, sure. But if we're talking about this evil plot to control the world that's going to define the way that we approach our lives, then I think we shouldn't be throwing around terms like a 30% spike when it's actually 12, right? So no, Cameron, he's not correct about the data or his weird-ass explanation for that data.
And I was going to say one thing here is that I was listening to his interview with Pete Evans today, and he was rabbiting on about MDMA and the way in which psychedelics can bring you more in touch with yourself. Now, I've always said that homosexuality is one good MD cap away from anyone involved. You've got to be kind of attractive, to be fair. And this guy he's playing both sides. I'm sorry, but like you are 150 milligram drop of MD away from finding a guy hot. I can tell you that right now. And if you haven't tried, my friend, go down to your local docks, shout MDMA toward the bald, leather-jacketed men, give them your $30 and get gay.
Yeah. Give me a good shoulder rub. We'll see what happens.
I tell you what, man, it's a fucking gateway drug to homosexuality, and it's one of the most... And he was pushing this, like pick a side anyway.
Sure, yeah, no, that's a good point. I do miss good caps too. Anyway, on a less happy note, let's move on to pedophiles, right? Fucking ready? Here we go.
This fucking bullshit minor attracted people thing to try to protect pedophiles. Like, fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay, so again,
okay.
I don't really want to bring this up because it's such an instantly emotional topic, but it is foundational to this worldview, so it is important. Totally. That term, the MAPS, does not apply to people who abuse children. Like, that's the whole point. It's specifically used to refer to people who don't abuse children. Like, that's who they're attracted to, but they don't do it because they know that it's fucking horrible. And
it's a psychological condition.
People who try to prevent harm to children thought that it might be useful to draw a distinction between those two things, right? So that's what they did.
And give them
it's never been
therapy.
a thing. It's never been a thing outside of those very specific academic circles. So I mean, like you can hate those people for being that way if you want, I guess. But the point of that term is not to facilitate harm to children; it's to prevent harm.
Prevent it. Yeah,
and
with
I just wanted to clear that up.
Treatment. Yes.
So I wanted to clear that up for everyone before we move on. So what's really motivating all this? Okay. Well, he lets us know in this next clip.
I said this on Brody Buchel's podcast the other day. I have this deep desire to torture a pedophile. But honestly, I just wake up every day and just go, fuck, I can't wait for the day.
Yeah.
I'll wake up every day.
Yeah, wake up every day.
He'll give us a lot more clues later, but this is the first glimpse we get of the incredible violent streak that's simmering just below the surface with this guy. And Cameron's just there, like laughing along like it's hilarious. Like, that's what's notable, right? Because again, violent assholes aren't interesting. Them being laundered and presented to an audience is interesting. Yeah, because that's how shit changes culturally, and then that's how shit changes politically by changing culturally. So anyway, then we move on to probably the most major geopolitical story of the last 5 years, which is Israel's invasion of Palestine. Well, not the invasion itself directly, but a speech issue related to it here in Australia. So let's see what's going on.
And you've got that 18-year-old girl yesterday. She got, I believe, did you see that?
She got arrested. I don't know what's going to happen, but
was it for a shirt?
For a shirt, as far as I'm aware. I don't want to.
What's wrong with that shirt? I read the quote. It's like something with a river.
From the river to the sea, which I think is
wrong with that.
Look, again, I try to keep her out of it all. I'm just like,
Look, well, first of all, you're out here making a podcast talking about shit seriously, so you don't try to
hard
keep
yarns
it all. And secondly, how the fuck can you keep out of it all? Like, Isn't this about the elites controlling our speech and stuff while killing
draw the line
thousands of
there.
babies? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that
Yeah.
your whole thing? Free speech and protecting children and all that? Or no, you keep out of all that?
Yeah.
Anyway, then he reads something that sounds like an AI summary of the story for him.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
in 2026, Queensland passed laws that specifically outlaw the slogans "from the river to the sea" and globalize the intifada.
Oh my god!
What's an intifada?
idiot.
I'm not across the.
To be honest, I've heard it so many times. I haven't been fucked to look into it. I actually don't. know.
Can't be fucked.
Okay, so the only conclusion we can draw from this is that you don't actually care about the reality of Israeli influence on geopolitics. You don't care about the thousands of children dying. You don't care about war. You don't care about genocide. You don't care about scripture. You don't actually care about any of it. You're just mad at whatever your Instagram tells you to be mad at.
An NPC, literally.
Like, if you want to talk about Israel, then that's great. Like, that's what us on the left have been yelling about for fucking years with all of our Jewish homies against the American evangelical far right. That's why we're out there protesting and fucking getting arrested and beaten in the street while getting shat on by you tough guys from the sidelines as well. Because we actually do care about those things. And, you know, we're serious about this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, intifada means shaking off, as in like shaking Palestine free from Israeli interference. For those playing along, for anyone who didn't know. Anyway, let's move on to the other major story of the moment: the Epstein files.
The Epstein hoax.
Time, baby. A bunch of dedicated truth seekers and pedophile haters and justice warriors like these guys. Let's see what we get.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest about the Epstein files. I went a little bit into it, and then I became kind of like almost. I know this sounds really fucking arrogant, but I was like, I already knew this was happening.
Yeah,
I already knew this was happening, so nothing was really new to me apart from certain figures. I'm like, oh, surprise there.
Fuck off.
Who?
You're so fucking.
Who are you talking about there, Jeremy? Why the fuck aren't we naming them? You said that you're passionate about exposing this shit, so let's fucking go. Is it Peter Thiel? Is it Elon Musk? Is it the rest of the people on Joe Rogan's guest list?
No, I like them politically.
So let's leave those ones aside. Tell me the one person who Epstein was messaging the most.
Yeah,
Do you know? I'll bet that he doesn't. Do you have?
Yeah.
It was Steve Bannon. Like, I'm not even sure if he even knows who that is, right?
Yeah.
And so, just in case, he's the architect of this whole global MAGA movement that these guys have brought into. He was the guy who gave us Trump. He was the president of his first campaign, and he was the chief strategist of his first administration. And he's the one who was working with Epstein almost every single day, trying to rehabilitate his reputation and get him back into society, while Epstein was doing everything he could to help Bannon on his political crusade, because that was the world that he wanted. He literally says, when he's begging Steve to go see a doctor, I need you healthy for the long game. No you, no movement.
Okay,
That's
just to break away here,
files.
just quickly, this is a good opportunity to mention that you should all listen to the Dirt Unit episode on Bannon, because I didn't know this shit either. Like, I had no idea. I listened to the Dirt Unit episode and now I know. So I'm here being like all smug, like, oh yeah, I know all about this, but I only know it because you fucking told me on the Dirt Unit. So everyone, go and
cared
subscribe
enough
to the
to
Dirt
listen
Unit.
to it, so that's a start, you know.
Yeah, but not everyone knows about the Dirt Unit. It's a niche fucking podcast. Go and
It
subscribe.
is.
Everyone go and subscribe. It's a
I like
great,
that little niche.
great. No, don't get too big. They'll kill you. Anyway, you will literally be shot.
Yeah, look, the point is that what these guys need to understand is that the movement that Epstein's talking about there is this whole far-right, anti-left wave that they're riding. That is literally Epstein's long game. And the goal of it is to dismantle the administrative state, because it's the administrative state that stops billionaires and pedophiles from being able to do whatever they want. So they want to burn it all down.
Yeah,
that's literally what they say in the messages. You can see them cheering for it. Like, literally toasting.
Looked at all this shit. It's all in your medium as well.
Because, exactly. And
anyway.
Look, so, again, obviously, the way that they were able to do that is by putting Trump in charge. And this is how you explain all the chaos that we're currently experiencing. That's their plan. They fucking wrote it all down and published a 950-page document about it. And we tried to warn you, and you called us crazy.
Project 2025, it exists.
The question is, how were they able to do this? All right. And the answer is the oldest trick in the book. Project an exaggerated version of what they were doing onto their enemies.
Darvo.
And so we come to fucking Frazzle Drip.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, it was. I didn't go down that. I didn't go down too deep because I've seen the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
like I've seen the Frazzle Drip video.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Now that came out years ago before AI.
Years ago. And
So
apparently, fucking, it's resurfacing again. That video is life altering, man. That is life
I remember
altering.
like 6-7 years ago, or whatever, reading about it.
It's exactly what whatever you read, it's true. Put it that way.
Fuck. Shit.
Okay, so look, there's always been the question of whether this video actually exists or not, right? And I've got to say, the way that he's talking about it here, it sounds like he probably did actually see something.
I know what he saw. There's a video that came out which was basically a piss take on it, and yeah, there's a thing.
Well, I don't know. Okay, this is the question.
But yeah,
this is my point. You know, there's always been this question, and to be honest, it would explain a lot about the world today if there was actually something there, right? And judging by the impact that it appears to have had on his life, like it's probably more likely that he did see something than he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, it's a video that purports to be Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin carving the face off a child.
Yeah. There's fabrications. Yeah.
Let's assume that the video does actually exist, right? Like, have we ever seen a horror movie before? Like, do we think that those people were actually doing that stuff? Or do we understand that, like, we have masks and special effects and editing and CGI and actors and shit?
Yeah. It's really low rate. It's not a good video. It's dumb.
You know, he thinks that this is literally Trump and Bannon's political opponent eating a child.
How convenient.
And
How convenient.
This is the crux of it. Yeah. Like, this is where realities begin to diverge, right? From here on in, we're in different worlds. But we'll get more into all of that later. So we'll press on linearly here. So look, I mean, it's kind of hard to hate the guy after that. Like, he's had his brain broken by this military-grade psychological operation, and so did millions of other people. And that's how we fucking got here.
Yeah.
But anyway, then we got some interesting insights about the psychology of it all.
And I did a reel on it saying something along the lines of my theory of why they, overwhelmed a population with such heinous and such dark things all at once. And what that does for the human psychology, it creates a kind of, polarizing world where you got people that are in a furious state, there's fury, and then there's fear. And then they're highly easy to manipulate, right?
Yeah.
And then what that then creates further is everyone loses trust in the system, the current system, and they think it's irreparably broken. So then what does that enable them to do? It enables them to bring in a solution, because the ultimate goal at the moment is the AI surveillance state and the new world order.
Yeah.
So how seamless and how effortless would it be if they think the whole world is morally bankrupt?
Yeah.
Yeah, so look, I mean, there's no argument there. That's exactly what's happening.
Thank you for explaining it.
He doesn't realize that it's happening to him, and that he's actually helping it along.
Perpetrate it.
Even as he's saying the words and like admitting to becoming furious and having
so
lost faith in the
self-aware
system and thinking that it's all morally bankrupt and that it's all by design, and he still can't see it.
That's insane.
You know what the AI surveillance state is? That's Palantir. That's founded by Peter Thiel. And you know who that is, right?
He doesn't.
He probably doesn't. Okay, so he's the venture capitalist tech billionaire who backed Trump. He hired J.D. Vance at his hedge fund, then put $10 million into his Senate race, and then 2 years later, he's in the White House, an octogenarian's heartbeat away from the fucking presidency.
That's the plan.
He also funded Rumble, which I'm sure you're familiar with. I'm sure everyone's familiar with. That's the
fucking
video site that pushes
channel.
all this shit. Exactly. And now he's got hundreds of millions of dollars worth of government contracts, putting all this AI surveillance shit everywhere.
And in Coles as well, to be fair.
Yeah, fucking everywhere. Also, he literally gets transfusions of younger people's blood.
Yeah, he's a vampire. He's an actual vampire.
All of this shit is projection.
And
So,
one
I mean-
thing I will just make a note: look up Peter Thiel clavicular. He is trying to destroy the world, and he's trying to destroy humanity. If you are not worried about Peter Thiel, you're not paying attention. I'm
That's
just
amazing.
saying. Peter Thiel
So-
clavicular. Google it.
Yeah. Look, there's no easy way to say this. You guys have been backing the bad guys all along. They pumped you with
Totally.
enough
Cheerleading.
manipulative and discombobulating shit to make you hate their opponents, and you and 80 million Americans fell for it. And now we're all staring down the barrel of this AI surveillance state that you're fucking worried about. So hey,
Which
if
Democrats would
you're
never allow
anti-AI
happen.
We don't-
They would let the data centers happen. They would not let these data centers be built. It's just political fact. Anyway,
Yeah, I have not. Yeah, Walsall. Yeah,
they
that's
just
interesting.
fucking
Probably
wouldn't. They really wouldn't.
So look, if you're anti-AI, then great. You know, we've found some more common ground. That's wonderful. So let's talk about strategies to resist it. Because again, the left has been banging this drum from the beginning, or well, I have at least.
Yes, you have. It's been a long time now.
Anyway, then he talks about seatbelt cameras and how outrageous it is that they fine people, which I wouldn't bother to include. It doesn't matter, but it's just it's a funny little segue into what he talks about next, which is these a spiritual war.
Okay, interesting.
People will say, "Well, you should be following the rules anyway."
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. That's not what should be happening.
Nah.
This is
Just put your
blatant
seatbelt
revenue
on.
raising. Yeah, make
I'll
Orwell
tell you
fiction.
what,
in it.
Make all
Take your seatbelts off, mate. I don't care.
But,
Get that tattooed on
but
me.
this is why I think it's
great
more of a
quote. I'm so
spiritual
edgy.
warfare than anything. And people maybe get turned off by that word, spiritual, because they think differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
But spiritual warfare is what we're seeing. I truly
you're
believe
so
we're in
deep.
spiritual warfare at the moment.
So deep.
I mean, yeah, sure. Like, I agree. Like, I think we are in a spiritual war between billionaire pedophile protecting capitalists and the people who think that we should care about the planet and each other. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm on the side of the ladder. And
Yeah, where
that's
are you,
exactly
mate?
why I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
this. Because I can see bad people dragging good people into this fucking fake reality. And that is
Yeah.
corroding the fabric of our society. Like, I don't want to sound
For attention.
grandiose, but this is literally a fight for the future of humanity.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather be out on a bushwalk or something. Like, I don't want to be doing this. Like, I'd much rather, you go out and do something else with your night as well. But people are putting toxic lies into our community, which will go on to harm children. And I care about that spiritually.
Yeah.
So here we are.
It is difficult like that. It is very.
No, carry on.
And it's more of a
Between what?
I think
Spiritual war between what?
it's how
Oh,
to
no, I've got to
phrase this?
think.
It's based on your spiritual frequency, your vibrational frequency.
Yeah.
If you're agitated, if you're divided, if you're upset, if you're
No,
in the
go on.
darkness and you're seeing these frazzle drip films and whatnot.
You vibrate at a very low fucking frequency.
Low fucking frequency, bro.
Yeah. So you can see why I wanted to do this, right? Because, again, they're saying it. That's 100% exactly. I couldn't have said
Yeah.
that better myself. Thank you.
This
That's
stuff makes you
what they
sad.
did. And I'm stoked to hear that you're aware of it. They're literally describing. Okay, so look, after all that, well, I mean, what's the way forward here, right? Like, after he's watched that frazzle drip and had his frequency affected, what's he proposing?
Let's make this work.
I really do think the only way we're going to win this battle, is a mass non-compliance in society.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a non-participation in the bullshit. Like
Okay.
it's a clown world at the moment.
Yeah.
And politics is theater. Democracy is a fucking illusion. And we need to just stop participating.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
again, if you actually read the Epstein files, then you'd know that that's exactly what the elites want you to do. That's destroy the institutions through mass non-participation so that they can get away with doing whatever they want. You can literally
Don't
see
go on
it.
strike.
Like, Epstein was
yeah.
Epstein was so furious that he couldn't just rape women and children and get away with it because of all this feminist PC times up Me Too bullshit. And so he just wanted to burn it all down. That's why Bannon started this whole MAGA movement to put Trump in power.
Yeah.
And democracy isn't an illusion. It's very fucking real. People voted for Trump, and now this is happening. We are living with the consequences of our collective decisions. Had we voted for other people, different things would be happening. And yeah, you can fault the process for failing to produce better candidates. Like if the Democrats had chosen different nominees in 2016 and 2020 and 2024, then yes, I think we would be in a very different situation. And yes, you can say that corporate interests have corrupted it so that they don't nominate good candidates, but that's a right-wing conspiracy, not a left-wing one.
Yeah.
They're keeping the left down, right? But we can actually vote for better candidates, and it's vital that we hold on to that.
But they will keep putting money into the campaign of shit candidates to make sure they're the ones who win.
Here's the thing. Trump told them that the left were evil. And then Trump turned out to be evil. And instead of thinking, oh shit, hold on, maybe this evil guy was lying about the other guys being evil, they think, fuck, they're all evil. That's where we're at, right?
Yeah.
Right where they want us. That's where they want us. So we've just got to be a bit smarter and more self-reflective than that. So let's see how that goes.
I'm sure.
You say the word war, well then that's on a certain frequency, that word.
Correct.
And then war is going to happen. So we just need to be more peaceful. We need to unite.
Just quickly again, these are guys who have been talking about a war, and this is just wild stuff from a guy whose entire brand is polarizing people with reels that fantasize about violence to people who have a different idea about what to wear than him. Like, he's literally working against that peaceful unification every single day.
He's picking his own adventure at every point. This is very similar to what happens with One Nation voters who have no policy platform to be concerned about. They just choose their own adventure. You know, you just make it up as you go along. It's great.
Get on a high horse.
You don't need to have an ideology, just have vibes.
Anyway.
That's what they fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if we unite as people and stop fucking this left and right shenanigans, like if we actually do unite against the, you know, let's call it 1,000 people that run the world, 2,000 people, 3,000 billionaires in the world.
Yeah. Guess what we call uniting against the billionaires so they don't have all the power?
Yeah.
Leftism. That's what organizing is.
Organizing,
that's
collectivism.
That's civil rights. That's literally the whole
communism.
point.
Yeah.
But those billionaires convinced you that not giving them the power was somehow gay or communist or woke or whatever. And they got you to hate all of their opposition by making you think that they want to destroy the world because they're evil. And then you gave them the keys to the fucking castle. We did unite. And then they made you think that we had been radicalized. But he tells us here.
That's what the world needs, bub, because people are so radicalized in their left and right and in their race war and their religion war. And this is why I don't.
And the immigrants and everyone. It's always
the immigrants.
It's just always division, divide, conquer. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. But they do. I fall into the trap of division.
Yeah, you do.
So just to be clear, there, Cameron was offering immigrants as like they're making us afraid of immigrants. Like that's one of their divisive tools.
Interesting.
Just to be clear.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, I'll let them go on because they're about to make another point. But yeah, I just need to jump in again and say exactly. You know, thank you. That's great. But sure, go on. Tell us more about how this works.
So like, they know how the human psychology works so well.
Yeah.
That to the point of people knowing how the human psychology works, it still affects them.
Well, this is
isn't that ironic? But like, I know what they're doing, and it still fucking affects me.
Correct.
I still fall into the trap of getting divided. I still fall into the trap of fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck. And I'm not fucking playing to the hands.
You are playing to the hands
again. It's just incredible that he could have that self-awareness and still not realize it because
not there at the end.
He's driven by the endorphins that those fuck yous give him, right? And the followers that come from it as well, obviously, which he can then monetize by selling merch and shit. So anyway, continue.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting, it's been a very tricky navigation of trying to come into what you're talking about. Like that's what I've been battling with over the last year. How do I not fall into the trap? Like how? It's difficult.
Well, I can tell you, Cameron.
It's not that difficult. Yeah.
Unfollowing those Instagram accounts that deliberately pump out polarizing disinformation instead of having them on your show to polarize you and your audience with their bullshit.
But they make me feel good and I get clicks.
It is very so. There's a great an addictive feeling of righteousness. Yeah. Also, try doing some actual research. To fact check this stuff and maybe throw it out there. Talk to people who actually do care about truth, even if they have a different view to you.
That sounds like work.
It's not really that difficult, but hey, ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I envy a bit knowing less. when I used to, it was a lot more peaceful, but me being hyper vigilant around all the child stuff is making me a better father.
Yeah,
it's made me a better partner.
Yeah,
like it's made me a better person. It actually has. It's made me want to be a stronger man.
Well, you say hypervigilant, but you actually just read a meme on Instagram, didn't do any work to ascertain how true it was, based your whole life around it, got told it was a lie by someone on your side, and then you still didn't change anything. And when the evidence emerges that it was actually your side who was protecting the ones who were doing the child trafficking, you didn't bother looking into it at all.
No. Too much hassle.
It's not really about being hypervigilant. It sounds like it's more about just having an excuse for an outlet for this queer-phobic violence that he has burning inside.
Anger and dopamine. That's all there is to it.
He tells us himself again.
But you got to be fucking physically strong too.
Yeah,
I'm 5 foot fuck all, but I can protect myself. I've boxed for the last 6 years, so I've done some combat sports. I train every other day. I keep fit, and I'm very outspoken. So I don't think anyone's coming for my kid.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone, if they fucking do, well, then they're getting tortured because again, I got to itch that scratch.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. See, there it is again. Yeah. He's got to itch that scratch, right? Which is this need for violence. Like he's telling us this in his own words. That's what comes first in all this. Anyway, in happy news, then we find out how serious he really is about this physical fitness stuff. Because Cameron recently went to New Zealand. So they start talking about hiking. And it turns out that Jeremy hilariously just doesn't understand the concept.
No one's around.
People hike the Matador, Matador in Switzerland.
Yeah, right.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. They do is that the ultra that they do along there?
I think it's the tallest mountain, a snow mountain in Switzerland. It's in Zermatt.
Yeah. And
if you saw this, but people ski down it as well. Like I think a handful of people a year die.
Oh my Lord.
But I witnessed with my own eyes. Fucking, I'm going up in a train. I'm not going up hiking.
Yeah.
I'm with my family, and you see these people hiking, and I'm like, that's going to take, like, I'm telling you right now, that's a 10, 12-hour exercise in thick snow.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I've never understood hiking.
It's just so funny. Like his bafflement at people enjoying different things to him is just so revealing. Like, who would have guessed that he's such a fucking pussy? Oh, you need a train to take you up the mountain, do you, big boy? What do you think our ancestors did? They went outside and they fucking hiked, mate. Anyway, carry on. Tell us more about this lovely holiday, Cameron.
He hiked for 7 of
7 of the 10 days we were there. We were hiking and doing, like we did the Routburn track and Key Summit. We went to Milford Sound, and so even the day we went to Milford Sound, we drove to Tiarnu. They have the glowworms on the ceiling of the cave. So I did a kayak through that. It was fucking awesome. But then
so you're a nature man now.
Man. I'm a hippie man. I'm a hippie. But
yeah. So just quickly again, that's leftism, right? Right-wing capitalists like Trump would want to put a hotel or a casino there or drill for oil or whatever so they can make money. And the people who care about protecting the planet have to unite to try and stop them and say, actually, this is beautiful and worth preserving, not only so that we can enjoy hiking it, but also just for its own sake, so that the plants and animals can have a place to live too, right?
Yeah.
And that's woke.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we've been able to protect these areas from capitalist exploitation, and I want to reiterate that it's entirely thanks to the political ideology which our friend Cameron here is dedicating his energy to shitting on.
Yeah. Preventing from having any electoral success. It's fucking tragic to see how they work against their own fucking interests.
We're not going to have much left to hike if these guys keep on winning. You see what Trump is literally doing. He's opening up the national parks. He's gutting the national parks. He's opening up Anwar to exploration, all that sort of stuff. And that's the thing, because this hippie to Trump supporter journey thing is the phenomenon that I've been documenting for 6 years. Like, because it's pretty much how the world got so fucked up. They took a bunch of
toxic,
fun, happy, relatively normal people, hit them with QAnon and pandemic shit in 2020, and now here we are. This is our media landscape, and that's
I never knew they were that stupid.
Because this is why I've been studying, because I could see exactly where it was heading. So, yeah, Cameron, if you ever do want to know more about the people behind the lies that led you here, I can tell you exactly. And my door's still open. Anyway, then they talk about the holiday for a bit more, and then we get onto the idea of unplugging.
Different. But it was such a good experience over there, and just getting away from people, getting off social media. Like, even my social media that I consumed from time to time, I definitely put up stories and posted probably more than I consumed. But when I did consume, it was travel stuff. I really very quickly changed my algorithm very quickly, intentionally as well.
It changed.
Like, as soon as someone would send me something from like the Israel, Iran stuff, I'd
see you later. You don't want it there.
I just not for these 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And nothing changed.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
No.
Nothing happened that I didn't know what was going on.
Nothing was burning down.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing.
So I'm pretty sure that was the week that their boy Trump invaded Iran and bombed a school, which killed 150 children. So some stuff very literally did burn down.
Nothing.
But hey, I guess, if it wasn't anyone you knew, then who cares, right? These motherfuckers, they have the object permanence of an infant. Like, they think that if they don't see something, then it's not real. And
100%.
I mean, maybe that's the difference between progressives and conservatives. Like, we care about things that we don't see and which might not immediately affect us. But these guys, well, they tuned out, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. And again, the point is that they know that their reality is being completely shaped by the algorithm, and that unplugging from it makes a huge difference to their perspective on life, which is a fantastic realization.
They also know that 40,000 kids don't get fucking kidnapped per year.
Doesn't matter.
But hey, here we are. Right.
Anyway, so are we going to do anything about this, algorithm thing? Nah.
But that's fun.
It was funny. Beautiful, man. It was actually I just felt so good, and it's been such a
liberating.
Yeah. I'm still going to continue to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Still going to expose stuff.
Expose stuff, mate.
I'm still going to continue. Well,
it
was a nice thought for a second. Again, you're not exposing shit. You're being fed propaganda to give more power to the billionaires, and you're spreading it for them.
Mm-hmm. You're outrage porn. Sad.
Okay, so let's hear more about how it all works.
I definitely felt overwhelmed with social media over the last month. And I just started getting analysis paralysis because my brain ticks over like I'm fucking turbo 24/7.
Yeah.
My mind ticks over. I barely sleep.
Yeah.
And I was just in this paralysis state. And then I was thinking that's another reason why they fucking flooded the world with the Epstein files to put people in paralysis.
Yeah.
But I was there.
Yeah.
I knew the motive, and it happened to me. So I disconnected for 2 days, like fully unplugged, and nothing changed.
Nothing.
So again, there's this incredible narcissism, right? Not only of if I didn't see it, then nothing happened, but also of this is how I reacted. Therefore, this is how it must have been designed.
Yeah,
right.
It was designed for me.
But there is a kind of truth to that, right? Like Bannon says out loud that his strategy is to flood the zone with shit. And that's exactly what the Trump administration's propaganda machine has done. And if there is that much there, then it can be overwhelming and difficult to process.
Sure.
But as you said earlier, I mean, I didn't get analysis paralysis with the Epstein files. It's an incredible look inside the machine that I've been fucking warning about for 6 years. So I went and basically read the whole damn thing. J Drive put them into that searchable inbox format, and so I poured through almost literally all of it. And I went through and I screenshotted every pertinent message in his conversation with Bannon. I highlighted them all with color-coded boxes according to what they referred to, and put them into a big article so that people could access them. And you can read it if you want to look at how the founder of your political movement was literally working with the most notorious pedophile in the world. Then I went and read the history of Adnan Khashoggi and the Western Goals Foundation and the Carlyle Group and all these other networks that lay the foundations for the operation that he was able to run so that I could put them in context. After Brendan told me about them all, of course. And then I wrote another massive article laying it all out for people because I'm trying to do what I can to fight this machine. And yet, Bannon's name hasn't even come up once on this whole fucking podcast because they don't actually care about this shit. They just regurgitate whatever their algorithm tells them.
And they're too stupid to look into it.
Maybe. I think it's more complicated than that. But
I don't give them the doubt that you do. But anyway.
Anyway, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this war that their no wars president started.
Yeah, but this war shit, like, I hate war more than anything. What's your opinion on this war?
Or just war in general has always been my biggest gripe. It's been when I very first started being
it's gotta suck.
Social justice warrior back fucking 15 years ago, posting on social media, fucking Obama bombing Syria, like the
Yemen,
all that shit. Any time there's war, it's always to influence, it's always to benefit corporate interests and the elites.
Yes.
And
it's
so
very, very profitable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you know what we call a system that's been set up to benefit corporate interest? That's capitalism.
But that's a good thing. Capitalism's good and everything else is bad because I've been told that by TikTok.
And you know what we call the resistance to the idea of basing our society around corporate interest? That's leftism.
Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. I thought it was evil. Evil.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Idiots.
We don't like countries invading each other. It's really not that hard. We didn't like America invading Vietnam. We didn't like America invading Iraq. We don't like Russia invading Ukraine. And we don't like Israel invading Palestine. We've been right about everything every fucking time. And we got called tree-hugging peaceniks and do-gooders and communists and radicals and such.
Yep.
We never gave a shit about any of your fucking labels. Just stop fucking invading people.
Yeah, maybe state-sanctioned violence is bad. Crazy.
Maybe.
Who would have thought?
Anyway, moving on to how they can manipulate things.
I really do have this belief that AI, Photoshop, all that jazz has been around for way longer than what we think.
Yeah.
Like,
we're a good 20, 30 years behind.
Yeah, they already had the technology.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can create anything that they want.
Okay, so let's sit with that one for a second, right?
Yeah.
Because you said that your journey to this whole world began with you seeing a video of what you believed to be Hillary Clinton carving the face of a child. And that was in the last 10 years, right? When you're now saying you know that they have this technology. So are we acknowledging that that might be fake now?
No.
Yeah? Like, you see what I mean?
Forbid.
Like, I'm not saying that it could have been AI or whatever. You just did. So are we going to do any reflection on that? I don't know. I doubt
it's. And also, 20, 30 years, 20 years ago was 2006. There was CGI. I think Terminator 2 came out in but I think 1994 or some shit.
Yeah. But I think he's talking about like the AI, like how easy it is. But, fucking whatever.
Well, if the powers that be are going to do it, I mean...
Anyway, let's see if they got some more bullshit that they found on their algorithm.
Yeah.
For people who don't know what Project Bluebeam is, it's just it's an old project by a secret
CIA.
Yeah, and they planned on doing I think it was a fake alien invasion.
Correct.
And so using their own bombs and stuff to lie and what's the word? Act out. That we are being invaded by aliens, so we all unite and we have to be under control of the one government, So that's
it was the pretext in order to get enough people on the side of the one world government.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. So just to be clear, Project Bluebeam was just some shit that some guy made up. It wasn't an actual project from the CIA or anyone else. His name was Sergei Monast. He's from Canada. And in 1994, he published this book after buying into the same New World Order conspiracy shit that these guys are now infected, right? Because that's how it works. It's like a virus.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, so this next bit is fantastic because we just heard them talking about the idea that the evil elites are going to make people think that the aliens are trying to get us in order to scare us so they can achieve their plans of controlling the world.
One more government.
Now they're going to tell us that they literally think that the aliens might be trying to get us.
The aliens are trying to get us.
Yeah.
The
aliens are probably already
He's
in
talking about the
fucking
planet.
parliament, to be honest.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't doubt it. That sounds stupid. People will be like, "You fuck, okay, I'm switching off. You guys believe in aliens and
reptilians."
Yeah, mate, I do not doubt that there are alien people on this planet, and they are in positions of power, CEOs and parliament, and holding positions of power.
Okay, so who?
Who?
Tell us who you're talking about. Like, give us some names. And then tell us, where did they come from? How did they get here? And what are they doing? Like, what is this world that you're describing? It sounds interesting, right? And like, I'm all ears because I actually care about this shit and I want to see if it holds up and checks out. Like,
I would love to know that.
What are we doing?
It's not
what
true.
the fuck are you saying? Like, if you
making
want to
shit
be
up.
if you want to be a fun comedy podcast that talks about crazy ideas, then great, go for it.
Sure.
But you're trying to position yourself as a serious political commentator, right?
Yeah.
Like you talk about the budget and the prime ministers and global affairs and shit and epidemiology and virology, etc. And it's like
things that matter.
If you fall for a fake clip from The Simpsons that you think predates Trump holding the orb in Saudi Arabia, then it's impossible to take you seriously. So, you know, it's up to you.
Make an effort. That's the fucking thing.
The short answer is yes, there is a lot of controlled confusion going on. That's a big part of how it works. Your instinct there is correct.
It's so obvious.
Yeah.
That it's just like I really like that. I've never used that term, controlled confusion, but it has to be. It has to be a psychological warfare, a deliberate attack on the human psyche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, it's just so close, yet so far from getting it. It is psychological warfare. It was a deliberate attack. And do you reckon they'll be able to see it? Hey, well, maybe.
Because if I get proven wrong and I see it with my own eyes, I'm like, oh, fuck, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Like
Some people are not ready for that.
I can simply just go, oh, yeah, true.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. I guess we'll find out how true that is, won't we? Because Sam told you that you were wrong about the 39,000 kids going missing in Australia every year. And what happened then? Anything? No? Okay. Well, Cameron,
just keep going.
Like, what if someone comes up to you and says, hey, you've been lied to about climate change and I can show you in 5 minutes if you want. Are you interested? Or do you just say no and then double down? Because that's what's happened in our communication, but never mind.
It's much more complex to actually challenge your ideas. It's easier to go with the thing that gives you more dopamine.
That's the challenge that we face. Anyway, then he gives us he gives us some interesting insights into that very question.
It will always come from within.
Yeah.
You will never change unless you want to change. This is why therapists won't take on clients that have been forced into therapy. Because if they don't want to change,
it's like
they
giving
won't
up.
change.
It's like giving up this.
Yeah.
I'm only ever going to.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're only going to stop
when I want it.
When you want it.
And I'm never going to want it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, very ridiculous. Right. So, you know, that is a fantastic point. And it tells us very plainly why he didn't want to have a conversation, because he wasn't ready for it, right? And me reaching out felt like cold calling and was unwelcome. So, I mean, look, in my defense, I did hear him say that the way forward is by having conversations with people we disagree with. But hey, I guess it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
Maybe call your podcast something else then.
Yeah, well, you're the idiot who took him seriously, to be fair. I mean, like, you know, that was your that was your first mistake. Yeah. I made that mistake.
Anyway, yeah, that's what he confirms.
Even though you might be doing it out of compassion, you'd be doing it out of this thought that I want the best for this person, so I'll give them a tip. If you do it without them asking, it's going to be even worse because they're just going to push back and go, fuck off.
Yeah, so that's pretty much exactly what happened, right? Like, I wanted the best for this person. Well, I mean, and the 400,000 followers that he was spreading misinformation to. So I reached out to give him a tip out of compassion, but he didn't ask. So he pushed back and said, fuck off. Almost in so many words. He didn't like it. So, yeah, I mean, I said this to him privately, but I'll say it again. I apologize if I didn't do it right. And I apologize if me reaching out disrupted his journey, you know? Like, I don't know, man. We're all trying to figure out how to move forward here. Like, and if I don't say anything, it doesn't sound like you're going to change on your own. So, fuck.
No.
Here we are.
He's never going to change. You don't give him the same amount of dopamine that Peter Thiel does.
Let's hear more about this interesting psychological phenomenon.
Yeah. What do you do when someone suggests a TV show to watch on Netflix? You go, I'm not watching it now.
The guards are, well, fuck, I've been like that with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, there you go. So
I refuse to.
Yeah, it's a great series. But
I refuse to because so many people have told me to.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that's just textbook oppositional defiance disorder. Like it's just a shit reason for doing or not doing something. And I mean,
I used to do this when I was 15. Yeah. I can relate, man. When I was a brat teenager, I was so annoying.
It's bad enough if it's just a television show, right? But we're talking about like important shit, like reality itself and the truth that we are using to base our lives on.
And the politics
many people said that anthropogenic greenhouse gas emissions are destabilizing climate cycles. Therefore, I'm going to think the opposite. Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, this shit isn't a game. It's our children's future.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Yeah.
Anyway, then they go into a long spiel about the individuation process, which is vaguely interesting, but it's not really individuation. You just got sucked in by a propaganda machine, and now you're too proud to admit it. And in any case, we don't have all day here, so we'll leave that for now. And hey, let's move on to LGBTQ stuff. Let's see what he thinks. I'm sure this is going to be. Sure, we're all going to be surprised here.
I have a belief that every lesbian, they end up hating men. Yeah. They're not really lesbians. I actually do believe that. I truly do. My brother's gay.
Yeah.
And he loves the shit I post. And he's always like, I was born gay, and I'm like, I don't believe that either. We always have fights over it.
Yeah.
But with most lesbians that I've met, they end up turning back straight.
Yeah. Okay. So he goes on for another minute or two there, but it starts to get quite gross, and it comes down to the same thing.
There's no need.
He thinks that homosexuality is a choice, that people aren't gay naturally, and like,
okay,
if your own brother is there telling you that he was born that way and you don't believe it, then there's not much point in me spending any time on it. So look, I mean,
if I wanted to be gay right now, I'd probably get some benefit somehow from some weird leftist woke thing. And you know what? I can't do it because if someone said, "All right, kiss that shit," I'd be like, "Oh, I need more MDMA. I'm sorry, I can't do that."
It doesn't float your boat.
It's no, it doesn't work.
Look, I mean, if he wants to be that fucking dumb, then I guess that's his prerogative. It's just not true. It shows that he has zero understanding of how anything actually works. And then
why is he straight?
That's a good point.
He's fought the propaganda machine. Fuck off.
He uses that lack of understanding for his violently hateful shit, which is now being spread to Cameron's audience of people who signed up for hard yarns. And instead, he's just letting all this shit slide. He doesn't push back on any of this, right?
No, just normalizing hate.
The more interesting question is, why are you laughing along there, Cameron? Like, I'm going to charitably assume that there's a little bit of like social awkwardness there. Like, it's tricky. But again, you call your podcast something else. Because like, do you not realize that this is the basis for a lot of dark, hurtful shit? Like, you've seen this guy's content. He wants to physically hurt people who don't conform to his ideas of gender norms. And the way that he justifies that is by telling himself that they're not born that way, that they're making a choice. And then, you're there going,
totally agree. Yeah. And this is like him and his brother who argues over whether it's valid that he's gay or that he's a victim of a propaganda machine. My God.
Anyway, then we go into a bunch of quasi-philosophical life advice stuff, which we won't bother with here, but we will come in just at the end because it does tell us a bit of how he imagines his journey, and it kind of helps illustrate the worldview that we're dealing with, and then it leads into broader themes. It's a bit of a longer clip, so I'll just let it play.
So the final stage is then the ego aligns with that deeper self. You've stripped back everything. You have an understanding of who you are, and then the actual person, the ego, the one that exists here in the 3D, that starts to align with that self that you've unveiled.
And you've gone through that.
Yeah, well, and this is not only are we going through that individually all the time. I think the earth is going through that. I think that's what facing now. I put up a post the other day that the apocalypse is here.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that, and you were like, but it's not like the usual apocalypse. What we think.
Well, the apocalypse, in my opinion, is a good thing because it is the unveiling of hidden truths. That's what it refers to. It's if you go back to the original translation in Greek, it's apocalypsis, I think is the correct term, and it does mean the unveiling of hidden truths. And we are in the midst of that right now because we are facing the shadows, the darkness of what our collective humanity has experienced.
Do you think we're in the end of times?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
But the end times,
we don't know how long.
Yeah, so the end times in my thoughts are not this fiery cataclysm.
Not the end of the earth.
No. It is
the
just
end of a way of
a cycle.
Look,
it's going to be messy.
The fuck
Indeed, Cameron. Indeed, Cameron. Well, he's talking about a lot. He's right about the etymology and the meaning of the word apocalypse being an unveiling.
Okay.
And I think he's right about that being a moment that we're approaching, right? It's just a question of what's going to be unveiled. Because the darkness that we need to confront is the fact that the darkness that he's talking about was a fucking psyop. Right? It was a boogeyman invented by the Trump propaganda machine to put him in the White House so that he can burn it all down and implement a privatized AI surveillance state that gives billionaires and pedophiles and sexual abusers more money and power.
Yeah, it checks out.
The cycle that we're dealing with began in 2016 when Trump came down the escalator and started spewing his toxic lies that were clinically designed by professional influence agencies like Cambridge Analytica or whatever to poison the well and destabilize truth enough to bring us directly to this point. And these guys swallowed it all up because it was funny to see a TV guy slap some stuffy politicians around. So they never actually did the research. They don't know who Paul Manafort is. They never looked into what he was doing immediately before he became Trump's campaign manager or how he'd spent the rest of his whole career. Same with his business partner, Roger Stone. They never examined how he weaponized InfoWars or helped create the industrial lobbying complex and practically invent the swamp. They don't know David Bosey or his work with Citizens United. I don't think they even know what Citizens United is. Or how Bosey introduced Trump to Steve Bannon. Like we said, they literally never even talk about Steve Bannon. They don't know the billionaires behind Breitbart. They don't know the history of the JBS. They don't know the VIPs, the Veteran Intelligence Professionals for Sanity with people like Steve Pashanik and Jack Posobiec. They don't know Shadowbox. They don't know Psy Group. They don't know any of this shit. All they know is the shadows that these guys projected onto the wall of the cave, and they thought they were real.
Nice Plato reference. That was very
yes. Well, speaking of shadows, he doesn't mention it in this episode, but he has talked about the film Out of Shadows. I'm not sure. Are you familiar with that one?
Of course, the stuntman fuckhead.
Yes, the stuntman fuckhead. And that's actually quite an important part of this whole mess. Because he said that he couldn't sleep 2 to 3 days after watching it. That's
he's
how much
like a fucking baby. He's lying like a shithead anyway.
I don't think he is. I think
I think they fucking lie.
He wouldn't be on this journey if he wasn't affected by it. You know what I mean? Like
you can be affected by it, but you didn't lose sleep. You were affected by it because you went, oh gee whiz, I better check some Instagram reels.
But I do think it had a profound effect on him because that's why we're seeing what we're seeing now.
Well, it's how these people devote their lives to it. The same as that weird Dutch lady. God, I can't remember the other one. Out of Shadows.
Janet Van Ossengaard, Fall of Cabal.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it's the same thing. Like it killed people like crazy. Now, people who say things like, "Oh, I harmed myself that night." Fuck off, you didn't. But at the same time, you spent your life devoted to perpetuating this ridiculous narrative that has damaged the world. Yeah.
Well, this is why I wanted to mention it, right? Because, I mean, look, we don't have time to go into all the mechanics of that whole movie here. I just watched it again yesterday. It's only an hour and a bit, actually.
It's a long time.
And look, I mean, it probably deserves an episode of its own, to be honest.
Agree.
And if anyone asks, then I'll consider making one that breaks it all down. Because, like I said, it's played a huge role in people's journeys.
Yeah, I would take that I'll just say, any day.
If you want to know what the agenda of that film was, and if it's not immediately obvious to you, then go and look at the guy who made it, Mike Smith. Go and look at his Twitter feed, like right now. Like it's 100% pure pro-Trump propaganda. Like, because that's where it's coming from. It wasn't truth. It was a political campaign. And they even tell you they're doing it as they're doing it. They say motion pictures can be used to influence and manipulate people because that's part of the deal, right? Like that's how you have this thing where like they think that the elites have to announce what they're doing to like rub it in your face.
Symbolism will their downfall.
Out of shadows rubbing it in your face. They were literally telling you over and over again, motion pictures can be used to influence and manipulate people. That's what the media does. So the apocalypse will be coming to terms with the fact that all of this shit was a fucking psyop. You got played. And that's going to be an incredibly tough pill to swallow, especially because they've been so proud about being awake, But the good news is that at least Trump is making that pretty fucking easy to recognize, right? Like, I don't know, do we even need to go into the promises that he's pissed all over, or like, does that kind of speak for itself?
I have Facebook friends who still support him, so yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll do it later.
It's pretty wild. The cognitive dissonance is strong.
I'll just put it this way. If you think that he's still on the side of the evil, then fuck, I don't think there's much I can say at this point. But yeah.
No, there's nothing. You can't save these people. Yeah. Anyway.
Wrestling with a lie of that magnitude, which you've based so much of your life and your podcast and your pride and your political philosophy on backing this guy, that's going to be pretty fucking rocky. Huh?
And that becomes difficult.
Yeah.
It's rocky. Yeah. People are like, no, I fucking like what it is. Just once you take away that identity, you strip back, they feel exposed, they feel vulnerable, they feel naked. And that's when that's what we're seeing collectively across humanity.
Yeah. Again, he's hit the nail on the head there. People do like their comfortable illusions. It does become their identity, and they do feel naked and vulnerable without it. And I hope he's right about that bit at the end about what we'll see, but it sounds like we have a fair way to go yet. He thinks he's being empathetic to other people here because he thinks that he's awake and they're asleep. But he's actually just being kind to himself because he's the one who's bought into this illusion. He thinks that the awakening is them buying into the same bullshit algorithm that he has, when the reality is that the real awakening is going to be him realizing that he's bought into the bullshit. Yeah. Or he'll just keep doubling down, and that's probably more likely, to be honest.
It is.
Anyway, then they go on about the different popes, and again, as you know, it's interesting, but they're just not epistemologically rigorous enough for any of it to be worth talking about. So we'll sum it up in a few seconds.
And I don't think people were going to be ready for that truth, because it's literally one man, and he's still alive. That sits above everyone and dictates the whole world. Like,
it's just such a childishly simplistic view of the world, right? And again, it just shows that he has zero understanding of how anything actually works. Like, I'll tell you what dictates the world: the rich cunts trying to get more money. Like, that's it. Capitalism is a fucking soup, man. Like, everyone's just trying to do their thing, and it all overlaps. The scarier truth that I think that he's not ready for is that there isn't anyone who dictates the whole world. It's just chaos. Like, there are groups like the John Birch Society and the Council for National Policy and the Council on Foreign Relations and the Atlas Network and the Heritage Foundation and the Carlyle Group and the Western Gold Foundation, but none of them are actually in control. They're all just fucking having a crack, you know?
Yeah, having a crack. Yeah, exactly. It all just overlaps.
You even say that in the Epstein files as well. Like, they're not even controlling things. They're reacting to things. They're putting themselves in a position where they have access to information to be able to react to things, because things happen without them.
And they bury people who they don't like, or they think are eventually going to lose their value. You know, that's just what it works.
So, here's another one I agree with.
We're human. We're going to fuck up. We're going to retreat. We're going to make mistakes. Learn from them. Learn from them. Build more strength from that. Because that makes you stronger.
Yeah.
All our failures make us stronger. Like, I personally am one big sum of fuck ups.
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. So let's just keep that in mind. Yeah. Again, it's another nice, honest admission. Like, you know, we learned a lot from these guys telling us about themselves. Anyway, then he talks about an upcoming business project, which I don't care about, but I think it's worth including one little bit because he just completely contradicts something important that he said before.
Working on it for the last 8 months, and It's something that I would consume every single day. It's something that you would consume every single day.
Nice.
And
Not
it's
like some media
targeting,
shit.
like I know it works in marketing, which is polarization, obviously. I'm very polarized.
yeah.
Just targeting men.
Yeah.
And masculine men,
Yeah.
businessmen, and men that like the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So just remember when he said that the way to beat the 3,000 to 4,000 evil pedophile billionaires who run the world was by uniting? Yeah. And now he's saying that he's going to deliberately pump out polarizing content as a marketing strategy, which will help the pedophile billionaires. So he's not passionate about fighting anything. The whole thing is a fucking act, in case that wasn't obvious. He tells us that himself.
Yeah. And like, just to give you an idea, he wears his own branded t-shirts. This entire thing is a business. Nothing about this is holistic. None of this is about public interest. It is a business. He is an entrepreneur of disinformation. And it is the saddest middleman role imaginable.
Obviously, I've cut out, like, this is a 2-hour, 45-minute podcast, and I've cut it down to about 30 minutes of clips. And he does tell us about his business. Like, he says that he made a lot of money and, like, but it wasn't about the money. It was about what money can buy. It's like, well, yeah, that's what
money's about. It's to buying stuff.
But he says, he was good at making money. He does this marketing stuff and whatever. Anyway, whatever. Like I said, I don't care about his business.
It is, once again, entertainment. Read the book.
Pretty much. Anyway, let's get into gender roles, shall we?
Good.
This will be fun, and I'm sure we're all going to be very surprised to hear what he thinks.
Just like a woman needs to nurture and needs, I believe, children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a polarizing character. I'm very traditional. I think the man should be at work and the woman should be raising children.
Yeah.
I see that with my partner. And even if we broke up tomorrow, I'd still impregnate her 10 times over because she's a great fucking mum.
Yeah.
And, but I've seen her become a mother.
Okay. That's an awfully weird way to give someone a compliment.
Lovely.
You've broken up, but you're still going to impregnate her 10 times over after you've broken up. Like, I think there's a word for that. But yeah, obviously he's trying to say that.
But yeah,
he's trying to say that she's nice. So whatever, that's fine.
That's lovely.
Anyway,
it's so nice to have reverence.
It's because he thinks that that's what women are for.
And I'm like, holy shit, that's what a woman's here for. To reproduce, to procreate, to nurture.
Good.
Yeah, I wouldn't take the word. I wouldn't put words into his mouth. They're his words.
No, God forbid.
So, yeah, I mean, that's literally how he sees women, right? It is as baby factories. So when he sees a woman not doing that, he gets on his angry little high horse, and that's what we'll see soon.
Oh, we're going to get some real Ralph Babbitt shit. Good.
Pretty much.
Good. Yeah.
But, like, also, every job that I've ever worked has been better for having women in it, right? Like, his argument is basically that women shouldn't be in the workplace. And I just think that's an objectively shittier workplace. Like, yes, it's better for women to have the right to do what they want, obviously, but it's also better for us. Like,
if you want to be selfish,
you're a whiny little boy.
Well, they're intimidating.
Anyway, carry on, little boy.
I truly do believe that. So that if, like, again, just biological instincts.
Yeah,
a woman should be nurturing, and a man should be fucking hunting.
That is so
cool,
dumb.
man. Thanks for letting us know what you believe. Good for you. We figured out how to farm about 10,000 years ago, so we haven't needed to hunt for a while. And
you're hunting at the shops, you fucking loser.
Men like this have sort of been struggling for meaning ever since, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, we can read books and shit now. Like, it's pretty great.
It is great. Yeah. Like, society's come a long way. It's good. I like it. It's good times.
Back to what he was saying about the female and the male.
Back to
good.
What I was saying about the female and the male. The male needs to be the hunter, and the woman needs to be the nurturer. Now let's use this example for how it's toxic in the world right now.
Yeah.
So I believe a lot of these, what I talk about, they're left-wing spastic ideologies that have gone way too far. And I actually don't consider myself a right-wing person because I don't believe left and right. It's just the same wings of the
Okay, sorry. So we'll keep on going with his gripe here in a second, but just quickly, the left, right, same wings of the same bird thing, with different wings, whatever. This drives me nuts. The Republicans and the Democrats in America are basically two wings of the same bird. Sure, the Republicans are voracious right-wing capitalists, and the Democrats are supposed to be the left, but they just capitulate to the Republicans every time instead of offering a genuinely progressive platform or any meaningful resistance to the march of fascism whatsoever. So we end up in the same place. Sure. But the left are the ones who are trying to put people before profits. And of course, you know, the Democrats have done a great job of squashing them at every turn because they are part of that same corporatist bird. So yeah,
Bernie Sanders,
Democrats, exactly. But the left and right are in fact very different things. And it fucking upsets me. I mean, like, you know, we could look at the difference between Trump and Mamdani, for instance, but that's probably too much of a tangent for us to go into here. But I mean, yeah, I'd be interested to hear what these guys think of Zoran, because I can guarantee that their algorithm made them think that he was a scary, evil Muslim communist who would be the downfall of New York, while, you know, Trump was meant to be the savior of Western civilization.
Exactly.
So, yeah. How's all that going?
They'd hate AOC as well. And AOC,
of course.
Maybe that's the new Democrat. Who knows? But when it comes down to it, Zoran Mamdani, people like AOC, if they are the new Democrats, we're sweet. If it's Chuck Schumer until the end of time, we are just fucked because Republicans just going to keep winning.
Because he is the, you know, part of that same, he's the different wing of the same bird. But the left is different. And so, again, it depends what you mean by left. You know, if you say, when you say left, if you mean Democrats, then yeah, sure, that's not going to get us very far. But when you say left, if you mean left, if you actually mean left, whatever,
actual, you know what I mean? Political science left. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. But yeah, we don't really have time to get into all of that. So let's hear some more dumb shit.
Flesh this out for 4 hours.
That's how long we'll be here for. But yeah, let's see what else he's got.
Because 75%, I believe, is the stat. 75% of all these local left ideologies, women back, and especially white liberal women. Yeah, obviously, liberal in Australia isn't the generic internationally. But you know, left winged white women that are middle class, middle aged, and childless. So, what does that tell you?
How the fuck do you even know that?
I mean, it tells me that these middle-class, middle-aged, childless white women are basically decent people.
That's the first fucking message, yes.
They put the dignity of human life above the bottom line of corporate profits. So, you know,
God forbid.
Great. Good for them.
He's a shareholder. He's a shareholder. How dare you?
Also, like, what does that mean? 75% of woke ideologies are women backed. Like, are you saying that they were invented by women or are supported by a majority of women, or like a majority of their supporters are women? Like, what are you actually saying with that stat? So, look, I mean, we're just going to have to go with the vibe here, but that's fine, I guess. Whatever. We get the picture.
They never did their own research. From nowhere in this episode, it had been like, oh, good stat. Interesting.
No research. But anyway, what does it tell you, Jeremy?
I'll tell you what that tells me. That tells me that they didn't put their biological instinct and their purpose in life, which was nurturing their family and caring for their family and raising children. They didn't harness that energy in the right place. So then they harness it in every minority group that fucking comes up in the world.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is the thing. If you define what you think someone's purpose is, then you get to justify being mad when they do something else. But he's obviously he's starting with the presupposition that supporting marginalized groups is bad, which I think says a lot. I mean, like, is speaking up for minority groups supposed to be a bad thing? Is that the assumption that you're resting your argument on? Because I've got kids, and I'm very happy to speak up for every fucking minority group. Like, it's funny how you can hear the anger creeping out in his voice again.
You're allowed to. You're a man.
Anyway, let's continue. Well, no, because it's not that. Because he's saying that they're doing it because they're childless women. It's like, well, I'm not a childless woman, and I believe it. So, fuck it. Anyway, let's get going.
Like, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, why are they so radical about you know, letting the immigrants in, freeing Palestine, Black Lives Matter, whatever it is, whatever's fashionable at the time.
Yeah.
Why is it always the women that are childless, middle-aged, a lot of white women? Yeah. Why is it always them that are so hardcore for this and they can't even really answer why they are. Like they've got no logical response.
Okay, well, here we go. Free Palestine because invading territory and killing thousands of children is bad. Black Lives Matter because government police killing citizens and getting away with it is bad. And immigrants because we're human beings who want to help people have good lives. It seems like a pretty logical response to me. Now, I'm not saying that childless women are disproportionately represented in this space, but if they are, then cool.
Sure.
Like it sounds like they're making great use of their child-free energy. Thank you.
Good work.
And also, there's plenty of mothers and fathers and just men at these marches, Jeremy, which you'd know if you stopped trying to tell women what to do and got the fuck off Instagram and actually gave a shit about the world instead of your fucking follower count.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic.
Anyway, let's hear his advice for every woman out there, shall we?
And my advice to every woman out there, like I saw this OnlyFans girl this morning, fucking stupid, dumb whore, to be honest. Like,
okay, I think we're good actually.
That's enough of that.
You can hear that anger there again, right? Like this,
she has power
at this woman who's doing what she wants instead of what he wants. You
gotta put your thumb down that shit. You gotta put your thumb down on that shit and prevent it.
I don't really care about his advice there, to be honest. I think we're better off without it. So speaking of which, let's move on to one of their other favorite obsessions, Abby Chatfield.
This is the issue I have with Abby Chatfield.
Scabby Chatfield.
Scabby, yeah. So Abby Chatfield,
school children.
Yeah. Okay, this is when I realised. This isn't when I realised that she's not fully based in logic. But I posted.
Doesn't take much to realise.
I commented on one of Abby Chatfield's posts.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole. Never mind. Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole story here because this isn't a fucking high school drama. But the short version is he made this comment. She agreed, reposted it in her reels. They may have had a little back and forth. And then a friend of hers told her not to get involved with these guys. And then she took it down and cut contact. Right?
Yeah,
that's
fair
enough. So let's hear how this man takes that.
Big man.
And then the fact that I don't agree with, she might not agree with everything we say, meant she's going to delete the story of a perspective that she agreed with, which means she's not authentic.
She's not authentic.
No, it doesn't. It just means that she doesn't want to drive any traffic of her audience to your account because you use it to platform guys like this who are clearly unsafe.
You're a cunt.
Like, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
The fact that you said one thing that wasn't dog shit doesn't mean that she's under some obligation to platform you. Like, you know how entitled this sounds?
It's algorithm manipulation. It's pathetic.
Again, you've just read the whole thing completely wrong. It doesn't mean she's not authentic. It means she is authentic. It means that she's not going to compromise her fundamental values just because you agreed with one thing. If you're using your account to platform people like this guy and Garbage Human, then not giving you airtime is absolutely the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, it really stuck in his craw. Like they spend a lot of time talking to them about this. He literally says that she should give him flowers, and that she lost all credibility, etc. So again, at this point, it's worth remembering that this guy said that he agreed with my fundamental principle of putting people before profits, and then bailed on me because I said that I was a leftist. So by his standards, he's not very authentic or credible, I guess. Anyway, then it's time for Jeremy's Abby story. So this will be fun.
So I commented on one of her posts the other day, and it was
we'll talk about
just she blocked me on her original page after the first time I went at her.
Okay.
And then she has this art page called Bug Doing Art, and then I put up this funny video about it. Anyway, besides the point, I looked at these comments. And it was a toxic wasteland, man. And the echo chamber, there's a dangerous echo chamber. So I said that. I went, holy fucking shit. I commented, I said, this is the most dangerous comment section I've ever seen. Blah, 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 blah. Shared it to my story to get my followers over.
Yeah.
My followers, obviously, a little bit more sad. They're they're way more savage than me. Yeah, my followers are fucking savage.
Yeah.
But she then deleted that main comment.
Did you hear that? She deleted his comment. Jeremy, how dare she? You know, this girl delete your comment. Like,
Oh
can
my
you hear his
God.
indignation, right? Like at this woman denying him the opportunity to harass her.
Like parade her, yeah.
And how he's bragging about it. Like I shared it to my story to get my followers over, and my followers are fucking savage. Like he deliberately sent a savage mob over to harass this woman, not for any political position either.
Stopped.
It's just because she made art. Like, what are we doing? This is how grown-ass men spend their time, shitting on women making art for fun and then complaining about it when their comments get deleted.
And this
Fucking
guy's
hell.
a father. This guy's a fucking father.
Yeah, they're both
This is-
fathers.
They're creating more of them. That's kind
amazing.
of concerning
Amazing.
to me. Anyway.
Anyway, clearly women taking agency riles this guy up a lot because we're not
Hopefully
done.
their children rebel.
And then I said to her, Abby, let's have an amicable conversation.
Yeah.
Healthy dialogue is what we need in this world. The moment we lose healthy dialogue, opposing dialogue,
Yeah.
is the moment wars happen, is the moment violence happens, is the moment we lose, I suppose, what's needed in life. And that's opposing views, opposing arguments, and healthy debate.
Yeah.
Healthy, again, exchanges.
Yeah, so just a reminder again, that's literally exactly what I offered both of these guys, and they didn't have the balls. So yeah, now wars are happening. So yeah, I guess they were right about that bit.
Yeah. They support them, it seems, but that's fine.
Anyway, let's see how amicable a conversation with this guy who brags about sending his savage followers to harass her would really be.
And I beg for the day that I can get in a room and have her and 4 of her fucking spastic fucking whatever you call them, alliances and fucking little fucking followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not really sounding that healthy there, to be honest, mate. After hearing the way that you've been talking about women in general, and this one in particular, begging for the day that you can get into a room is kind of a red flag, really.
It's not
Of course,
good.
he says...
It's not good.
He says... So he goes on to say, to debate them in a really calm, amicable way that, I think we can all hear the tone in his voice.
I'm going to take you into a fucking room and debate the shit out of you.
It's fucking spastics. Anyway, look.
So convincing.
Why are you so mad, Jeremy?
And the reason why I get so passionate about the Scabby thing is because she is very influential.
Yeah, she is.
She has a huge audience, and most are young women, and that she turns them against men.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, okay, so what kind of men does she turn them against? Huh? Is it abusive ones, right? Like, is that
No,
triggering
it's
for
the
you?
curious and thoughtful ones. It's the smart ones. It's the awake ones. It's just like
That's
the
the
ones
thing.
who are like alive to her agenda. Yeah.
She's actually like extremely male positive, right? Like she loves men. That's her whole fucking brand. Like she was horny on television, and that obviously pissed off a whole bunch of people who prefer quiet, submissive women. Anyway, now she's in a really happy, respectful relationship with a musician, and she's constantly talking about how fucking great he is. So let's.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like, oh, fucking Kelly Holiday, blah blah blah. Like, I don't give a shit. But my God.
Yeah, so let's see how our totally secure, tough guys who totally aren't obsessed with this woman feel about that.
Like, and then she's got the fucking peeking cuck boyfriend who hates his own gender.
Fucking what? Like, what does that even mean? Like, how can you say shit like this? He hates abusive fuckwits, sure. Like, are you saying that's what our gender is?
But he's not
like,
genderqueer.
I don't feel
or anything.
hated.
Like, he's sort of ripped and masculine. Like,
It's
he's
ridiculous. He's a fucking sex symbol.
He's not non-binary. Yeah, like
no,
none of this makes any sense at all. He's making shit up.
No, exactly. That's the thing. Like, so yeah, like I don't feel hated, and if you do, it says more about you than it does him, buddy. But anyway, this next part's fun. This is nice.
Yeah,
he did a set in Newcastle, like peeking. I actually wish I didn't like their DJ set so much.
Oh man, their fucking songs are so good. I love.
Have you ever gone or listened to one of their DJ sets?
No.
Fucking one of the best times of your life.
Yeah.
Well, that's cute. He does enjoy art after all. So I mean, like, who's the cock here exactly? Like this guy, Jeremy. is clearly obsessed enough to follow this woman around, like her multiple accounts on Instagram, talk about her in his stories and on podcasts. Well, Adam's the famous rock star guy that she makes love to, and Jeremy's sitting there with his vape watching them and bitching about it. That's pretty
Does
fucking
seem like
embarrassing.
one part he's winning here. Yeah. fair.
But, you know, hey, good for them for being open about it. Anyway, he explains this cognitive dissonance he's experiencing by telling himself that Adam's been given a script by Abby's manager, because I guess the idea of supporting your partner because you love them and you want them to have the freedom to do what they want is just so alien to him. Anyway, fuck, that's enough of that dumb drama. So just quickly, here's an interesting insight into how this machine works.
Going to Florida on the 21st of April for a podcast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're flying me there, business class.
Sick. Oh, fucking hell. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
business class,
So
eh?
I love that.
got asked last week, and I was like, "Fucking oath, I love Florida."
Fucking nice. Yeah.
Let's go. So I've never even heard of the guy.
Yeah.
Never heard of the podcast, but very excited. They must have some fucking coin.
Yeah, fucking nice. Yeah.
But yeah,
So, anyone flying you around, Joel, to do some podcasts?
Oh, yeah, nothing sus here. Nothing sus here at all. Oh, totally normal. Yeah, no, happens to me all the time.
that's
George
the
Soros checks, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, like so do you get it? Like someone in Florida with a lot of coin saw this guy's content and decided to fly him over to amplify it, right? Like, why was that? Like, you think that this rich guy in Florida has the interest of humanity at heart? Like, is that how he got rich? Or you think
how
that
Tim
he's
Pool
on
got
the
rich? It's
billionaire
fine.
MAGA train and that he knows that this kind of content serves that agenda?
Or
Think about
a
it,
Russian.
Jeremy. You're
Who knows?
being used,
Yeah.
mate. Fucking
Just,
hell.
but
So
but
see-
also, never heard of the podcast. Look up the guy who's just about to platform you internationally with a whole bunch of money. Maybe you should be concerned about that. Maybe Tenet Media should have thought whether Krusty Krustovagov was a fucking real person, whatever the fucking financier's name was. I'm sorry,
Look,
but
that
it's
is a
so
good point.
frustrating. I don't know
Yeah.
who this guy who's
Yeah.
giving money is, but it's fine. Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, you see, like, so this is how this right-wing algorithmic media machine works. Like, they just have a shitload of cash that they can burn, propping this violently divisive stuff up, and it defines our reality and directs our politics. Our world
Nothing
is
sus.
being shaped by millionaires in Florida flying gullible, narcissistic idiots around.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. That's exactly how it's playing it. And amplifying the bots, Elon Musk's Twitter, etc., etc. It's really not that hard.
There's so much, yeah.
Money talks.
Okay. So they actually kind of they wrap it up there, but then hey, it's a podcast, and they can just keep on talking. So they have a quick break and then come back, and it's good because then they talk about where it all started.
Oh, good.
What do you reckon woke you up to everything, like health? Was it COVID? COVID woke up so many people.
I mean, the real awakening for me.
He waffles on for a bit about a few conspiracies here and there, which I'll cut out because there's nothing too meaningful. And we'll get into this.
But then when I really went down a rabbit hole was when I learned about Pizzagate. And
Oh my God, that was it?
And
That's
that was
embarrassing.
life altering.
That's so
Yeah.
shit.
So look, I mean, I've been saying this for 6 years now, like how these things literally change people's lives. I saw it in 2020, and I said, this is an extremely effective and deliberate propaganda operation, which is going to fuck the world. Right? I use the analogy like, imagine if the Nazis were running around with an invisible brainwashing gun. Because that's effectively what was happening. It was breaking people's brains by traumatizing them and dragging them into this entirely alternative, literal false reality, right? Which is bad enough in itself, yeah? Like, we need to live in the same reality for the world to work. But this reality was specifically terrible because it was literally created in order to elect Donald Trump. That fucking property developer turned reality TV host who bragged about committing sexual assault so that he can give more money and power to billionaire sex predators, which is now exactly what he's doing, right? That's what they had to do to get him elected, create this literal fake reality. And that's when the world changed. Like, this was the moment that these major cracks really appeared. Fucking Pizzagate. I mean, you could argue that the cracks had been there for a long time, obviously, but this was when they drilled in the dynamite and blew it apart, you know?
The job, yes.
And And people kept telling me, "Oh, no, you're being crazy. It's not that deep. It was just a random troll on 4chan." And I said, "No, you are critically underestimating the nature of this thing. If you read the posts and read these emails and listen to what people are saying, and you cross-check it with all this other stuff about the history of their careers and what all these agencies are doing, you can see exactly where it's coming from, and you can see the power that it has, and you can see exactly where it's heading. And now." Fucking here we are,
Yeah, nothing is organic in this regard outside of a few outliers. Yeah,
right. So I'm glad that we can hear someone who's on this far right culture warrior path tell us now, 6 years later, that this was in fact the point where their journey began. And you can hear he's telling the truth here, right? Like, he's not making that up. This was life altering. This was where it began for him.
This got him. Yeah.
So, look, let's hear Cameron tell us what this Pizzagate thing actually is, right? This is...
tell the listeners. Tell us what it is.
This is a clip that he made from another one of his podcast episodes.
Oh, good.
We'll talk about the Podesta one, which is what popularized Pizzagate as a theory. So the realtor found a handkerchief, in brackets, I think it has a map that seems pizza-related.
The fuck?
Is it yours? They can send it if you want it controlled. Just take away Pizzagate. Take Pizzagate out of that. Just a weird thing to...
Yeah, you never be like, oh, hey, I found a handkerchief with pizza on it. You want me to send it to you? You'd throw it out. You'd be like, oh, this is trash. Throw it out.
I don't want to just say he's a fucking child trafficker, but it's an odd thing to say.
But
this is why that was popularized so heavily. We'll talk about the Podesta.
Yeah, okay. So what he says there at the end is correct. This is why it was popularized as a theory.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was one of the 3 or 4 emails that came from the files that get sent around like this. Plus, there were a few more
there was
obvious
so many
fakes as well, which I've heard him read out too, like one from Hillary to Obama saying, "Oh, I thought we were going to keep this on the DL or something." But yeah, this one was real, and it was a big deal in this world. So I want to stay here for a minute and look at this properly, because this is an incredibly rare moment where you can actually see realities literally diverging before our eyes. Like, that email is either describing one thing or it's describing another. And the difference is vast, and it matters a lot. It's 2 entirely different universes. It's like if you drop a bit of water at the top of the Andes, it's either going to end up in the Atlantic or go through the Amazon to the Pacific, right? Like, this tiny moment has huge ramifications for our world.
Shit.
Yeah, basically. So there's an email which comes below that one, which the one that he read is forwarding, which answers the questions for us. So let's try it again, but reading it normally without the spooky music and the sinister undertones. So it says, Susan and Herb, I just came from checking the field house, and I have a square cloth handkerchief, white with black, that was left on the kitchen island. Happy to send it via the mail if you let me know where I should send it. And so the one that he's reading says, "Hi, John. The realtor found a handkerchief. I think it has a map that seems pizza related. Is it yours? They can send it if you want. I know you're busy, so feel free not to respond if it's not yours or you don't want it. Susanna." And that's it. So it's a handkerchief. It wasn't a disposable napkin. It was cloth. So the realtor asked before chucking it out. And yeah, it had a map that's pizza related. Like, it's like a marketing thing for some restaurant or something. Like, that's all. It's literally just a cloth handkerchief. There isn't any other explanation which makes sense. Like, what is the code like that you're suggesting? Like, what are you describing there? Is it not a handkerchief? Like, is it a handkerchief with a map to like a child sex dungeon or something? Like, what are you actually suggesting?
Yeah.
Think about it, please. Like, how does this world that you're positing work? And if you're not suggesting anything, then what the fuck is that video about? Because you're not chronicling the history of it. You're basically boosting it by saying that you think it's shady as fuck. The fact is, if we've got tens of thousands of this guy's emails from this hacked leak, and this is the one that you're reading out to give the impression that he's up to child trafficking, then he's not up to child trafficking.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, you could take my emails. I'm sure you could find something way more cooked than
If
that.
you read
connected
them
all the fucking dots
in a sinister tone.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Anyway,
and my sense of humor is quite dark too, so it gets like
Sure.
come on, fucking hell.
But it worked on these guys. They got sucked deep into this world of bullshit. And again, I tried to do the right thing, right? Like I reached out and I said, hey, can I see the thing that you're reading? Because I think it's been doctored. Like he says the words bracket controlled, for example. And that's not in the one that I'm
It's just
looking
not
at.
in there. It's not in the thing. It's just
And
completely
then
not
there's
there.
there's that earlier email below, which makes the one that he read make complete sense. And I wanted to know if he was deliberately omitting that, or if the thing that he was reading was omitting that, and he was a victim of their
Yeah.
deception, right? But he basically just refused to engage. He just said it's from WikiLeaks. I'm like,
yeah, duh.
I know it's from WikiLeaks, but the one that you're reading is different to the one that I've got. So if we
So where'd
genuinely
it come
care
from?
about truth and not letting society be manipulated by billionaire pedophile protectors so they can take over the world, then let's have a look.
Valid.
Alas, some
No.
people just aren't ready for it. I guess it's too hard to confront the darkness of the idea that they've built their life on a blatant lie.
That they're perpetuating, mind
That
you.
they're perpetuating.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not sure if the fact that it's a pretty fucking obvious lie makes that easier or harder. You know what I mean? Like, does that mean it's there's more egg on their face, or does that mean it's
Does it make
easier
it
for them to
easier or
go,
harder the
right.
fact they're making like pigeon shit change out of doing this as well? They probably still have a day job as a result. Like,
Yeah. Well, no, he's gone all in on this. This is his full-time thing.
he's
now.
gone ill. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Well done, you. I wonder who's paying for that.
Anyway,
Not the annoying
like Jeremy
3
said,
minutes of ads at the start.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like Jeremy said, this is what woke him up, and millions of other people, right? But it didn't wake them up. It literally drugged them. They switched the pills. The red one was the illusion. It was the greatest con job in the history of humanity, and that is the dark truth that we're going to have to face. And unless they genuinely do care more about the truth than their own ego, it is
Ooh.
going to be extremely hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, there are a few other emails as well, like, the hot tub and walnut sauce that you mentioned. But it's all the same deal, and I assume that people get the
It's
idea.
just so dumb.
I'll hold off explaining it until someone asks. Again,
listeners
I've written
do-
about this.
Yeah.
I've written about it extensively. You can go and read some of that if you want.
We'll also have you come back and read it because I like an audiobook much more than most.
Sure. Okay.
It's fun.
Anytime.
I'll take a personal reading.
Anyway, it wasn't just Pizzagate either. That was a major foot in the door, but there was a bunch of other stuff too. So let's hear about that.
Because I realized that the medicinal industry just got really indoctrinated with the ideology of recurring customers.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
they didn't want to cure, they didn't want to fix.
Yeah.
They wanted to give you a Band-Aid or give you a prescription to have a recurring customer.
Okay, so once again, the cause of your problem is basing this service on the profit motive. What do we call that?
Capitalism.
Thank you. That's what the
100%.
distilled essence of the right wing is, like letting our society be dictated by private corporations.
And our essential utilities be dictated by market forces.
Exactly.
Not a good idea.
That's what we're fucking wanting about. So, what's the solution to that problem? To provide these things as a public service instead. That's literally what leftism is. People
what is it-
uniting against the corporations for the people.
Since when has a university innovated anything?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
come on.
I'm
It's
glad
the
that
dumbest
these
fucking
guys
shit.
are finally on board. Welcome, comrades. God,
Well-
it's so fucking frustrating to watch these guys have to do this.
Oh, don't worry. They'll
Um,
kick themselves in the nuts repeatedly over the next 10 years, not realizing this is their actual end goal. It's embarrassing, and we'll sit back and watch and cry.
I don't know. Anyway, then he got addicted to Valium. So
good.
he's mad
The
about
Jordan
that.
Peterson thing.
Yeah.
Minus the Klonopin.
Well,
Klonopin's way cooler.
I don't know what kind of effects it had, but it wasn't even for pain relief or anything. It was just to sleep, apparently. And then he
It's probably
says that
just
they
diagram.
gave them to him too easily. But then he also says,
Then I had to, then the doctor was like, "Oh no, you come back too frequently." Blah 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 blah. Almost
They did
fucking
give
punched
it
his
to
head in. Firstly, almost jumped over and punched his head in, and then I had to get on the black market for fucking 10 times the price. But then Valium.
yeah, so there's that aggression again, right? Like he
He's a
can't make it
fucking
much clearer,
junkie.
Cameron.
He's a junkie attacking a doctor for a script. That's what's happening there. Anyway, that's insane.
It's not the junkiness that's the thing. It's the violence. It's the aggression.
Totally.
We're dealing with an incredibly violent person. That's who
He
Cameron's
doesn't
platform.
have a frontal lobe.
And as you can see
It's
here,
gone.
it's got nothing to do with protecting children. It's just to do with
No.
getting his way, right?
Yeah, exactly. He just wants to get what he wants. And like, if
Anyway.
he can't get that, he will just lash out.
After a bit more rambling, we get a fun one about literal witchcraft.
Oh, good.
Here we go.
Good.
Not only did the Rockefellers indoctrinate the feminism propaganda by a fucking witch,
witch.
she was literally a witch.
Yeah.
Literally.
They then in 1903.
Sorry, explain that.
So
Great question. Bravo, Cameron.
Okay.
so sorry, hold on. Can you just explain that one? Anyway, go on, Jeremy. Yeah, explain that.
So one of the women Rockefellers, she was a witch, like by definition. Well, you know what a witch is.
Yeah.
She started the
I don't know what a witch is.
feminism propaganda to get women into the workforce
them
and to
and
get the
see.
child into the school system because the Rockefellers started the General Education Board in
And this is-
1903.
This is why I keep saying this is a spiritual warfare. This isn't this. There's more than. more
She
to
was
it
a
than that.
witch. Like she practiced like fucking witchcraft.
Yeah.
When I say witch, I mean it. I'm actually mean witch. She was yes. Anyway, I forget her name.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't really know. Yeah.
What are we doing here? Like, are we believing in magic now, boys? Like,
Apparently.
What do you mean, witch? Like, are you saying that like she casts spells and shit and they work? Like, what is?
Boogity boogity.
Is that what we're talking about? Is that the universe
Wizard of
that you
Man.
think that we live in? Like, can I get a cauldron and chuck some shit in and like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, like, it sounds fascinating, and like, I'd certainly love to learn more, but you can't even give us a fucking name for fuck's sake. So it doesn't look like you're even serious about it. And I had a look for Rockefeller Witch, but I didn't find anything. So it sounds like you just fell for some more bullshit that you read on social media, to be honest.
Or just made it up. Made it up in their heads is always an option. People just
No,
make
he
shit
saw.
up on the
He
fly.
definitely saw a reel. He definitely saw.
He saw a reel.
post
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Instagram.
You are probably quite right on that one. Yeah.
But also, if this story was real and she did use magic to give women more rights, then she sounds like a fucking legend. Like that's
Yeah, I'll take that.
dope as hell. So
Suffragette
anyway,
City.
the reason, Cameron, that you keep saying that this is a spiritual warfare is because people put this dumb shit in front of you and you fall for it. That's that's what you're telling us.
Because you're an idiot.
So I mean, look, like obviously the point of this narrative is to foster the idea that this feminist thing of giving women equal rights is like some evil plot instead of a natural progression of women realizing that they didn't want to be dependent on and controlled by men. So it came from literal witch, man. Like,
Totally, yeah.
what the fuck is this? Like Salem or something? What the fuck are we doing? Like
Blacktown. I don't know. Like, yeah, terrible. We should burn them all at the stake.
Yeah,
It's
and he talks about how he's going to spoil his daughter rotten.
Okay.
But then he also says that women shouldn't be allowed to vote.
That works.
That
Yeah.
it should be up to the head of the household.
Which won't be
So,
her,
like,
unless she's gay, which is okay.
no, it's not going to happen. So yeah, I mean that's not really what I consider to be spoiling someone. And if you want to tell my
No.
daughter that she shouldn't have a vote, then fuck you and fuck any platform that promotes you. Quite frankly,
Yeah, I fucking agree.
Anyway, we're starting to wrap up, so let's press on.
But I've just followed the money trail.
Yeah.
It always goes back to the same thing. Someone's making fucking money from an industry or ideology.
Yeah.
There's always the breadcrumbs that lead back to profit.
Yeah.
Again. So, I mean, not to sound like a broken record here, but that's literally the fundamental tenet of leftism. So, well done for that. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Round
like
of
he
applause.
just found his first Rage Against the Machine album and started to listen to the lyrics.
It's profit, man. Exactly, Jeremy. But also,
Thank you.
like, did you follow the money for climate denial back to the fossil fuel companies? Like, did you follow the money for all of this far right MAGA shit back to the billionaires? Like, you probably know Rupert Murdoch and Elon Musk, and by now I'd hope you know Peter Thiel, but do you know who Robert Mercer is? Miriam Adelson, Harlan Crow, the Koch brothers, the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah.
Do you know what Citizens United is? Like, do you actually follow the fucking money trail, or do you just read memes and talk shit about it on social media?
Too much hassle, bro. Too much effort. Too much hassle, bro. Don't worry about it.
Anyway.
Just vibes.
Then
Good
they get
vibes
into they get into what even is money, man? And it's like,
it's just fiat currency.
Like, we know that it's a collective agreement. That's incredibly basic stuff that we cover in first year philosophy and economics. So fuck it, let's move on.
They want people to feel like it's irreversibly broken to bring in the new system.
Yeah. Again, when he's right, he's right. That's exactly what's happened. Literally. Like, these guys are the living embodiment. They've been telling us how broken the world is, and that's how Trump got in. And now it's even more broken. Yeah, because you elected not you, but the Americans who believe the same stuff as you
Well,
do.
they didn't exactly harm the fucking effort.
They didn't. That's why I call this a transnational machine, right? Because it's all about fueling that energy. Anyway, they elected this far-right capitalist billionaire pedophile protector who rejects elections and entered a fake reality, which is exactly what Steve Bannon wanted.
Yeah, what Jeffrey Epstein wanted.
They both think that it's about Agenda 2030.
Oh, the UN?
But the 2030 agenda, it comes in stages. So by 2030, they want a percentage done. And then by 2050, that's when their end goal is to have the whole world under this one umbrella and one, I suppose, dystopian reality.
And I think
it's a total AI surveillance state, which is why I get so passionate about it.
Yeah, so look, they said this before, so we'll say it again. The AI surveillance state is Palantir. That's Peter Thiel, the venture capitalist who funded J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. And he got people to vote for them by funding shit like Rumble, which hosted a bunch of videos to make people afraid of Agenda 2030 instead. And these guys are still in that reality.
Agenda 2030 is not that.
Exactly. Look, I mean, it's... Agenda 2030, it's such a big part of it all that it's probably worth an episode of its own, to be honest. And I know that you've talked about it.
I think I've done one, to be fair. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did one about the Great Reset and stuff, yeah. But just quickly, Agenda 2030 is literally the people coming together to stand up and say, hey, we should try to make sure that we don't let the billionaires fuck the planet. Right? Like, we're a smart, capable species. We should try and make sure that everyone has access to clean food and water and education and equality and justice and all that. And this whole movement against it is literally just the billionaires' way of going, no, fuck you. We want to keep fucking the planet. And if you still haven't worked that out yet after 6.5 years of Trump, then I'm not sure what else it'll take.
It's also very, very opposed to the idea of women being educated, which is a huge Agenda 2030 thing. And if you look up on the script, you'll realize that women being educated is a massive threat to these fuckers because they turn out to be the ones who oppose their stupid misogynistic agendas. Oh,
I hadn't thought about that aspect of it. That's very true.
There's not many things you haven't thought of, to be fair.
So, look, if either of these guys want to actually read the Sustainable Development Goals and then come and talk about the ones that they have a problem with and where this grand sinister conspiracy is, then, we can talk. Until then, I reckon we move on. So, anyway, then he tells us how violent he is again.
I reckon I fell for propaganda.
Which one?
So I did.
Did you believe in climate change?
No.
Oh, I was going to say.
I fell for.
So he did fall for propaganda.
What was the fucking Game Changers doco? Vegan one.
Veganism, yeah.
So look,
You thought meat was bad.
No, well, I'd already gone vegetarian specifically because I just couldn't eat meat for a while because I had a gut problem.
I've brick cunts for less.
Yeah, so mate, it was mine.
Yeah.
So that's just fascinating. I've bricked cunts for less.
Have you?
Fucking why? Like, why on earth would you care that much about someone eating meat? Like,
it's insane.
You're offended by the idea of a more efficient calorie intake, which is weird enough, but to do it so violently, like, what the fuck?
It's weird. I respect vegans. I respect vegetarians. I'm not one of them because I'm a decadent, selfish piece of shit who eats meat. But I respect their efforts.
It's
I
amazing.
mean, like, why would you be weird about that?
Also, try it with the Diaz brothers. I tell you.
Yeah,
You know the Diaz brothers?
Yeah.
Nate, go on. You're a fucking podcaster, brother.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking brick that fucking cunt. Yeah, okay, good on you. Do it with a piece of salad.
And Cameron's just laughing along. You know, like, yeah, he's probably not being literal. Like, maybe he's making a joke, but he's still telling us something very profound about himself.
It's intellectually dishonest to laugh along with these things and not challenge them. But that's why this man is not. He's not a Richard Fidler. He's not a fucking Andrew Denton. He is a dipshit podcaster who will never be interesting.
All of which, all that stuff about bricking cunts for being vegetarian makes this one particularly funny.
It's just all about control, compliance, and obedience and restriction. Is that a fucking world you want to live in?
No, that's right.
You're the one who wants to brick cunts for not conforming to your fucking diet plan.
You're a coercive controller.
You want to arrest people for wearing makeup. He says that in some of his reels. So fucking lock them up.
It's
like
just
you want people to get bashed for wearing the wrong clothes. So
the cognitive dissonance.
Maybe shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know.
You never will. Never will.
Anyway, then they both admit to being on the Trump train and to that not living up to their expectations. But they basically put it down to him converting to Judaism in 2017. So we don't get much more analysis than that. No, he probably said something sympathetic towards Israel and that whole thing, but no, he didn't fucking convert. We don't get any more analysis than that, which is disappointing because I thought these guys were serious, man.
Oh, no.
And if I'd been lied to like that, then I'd sure as hell want to interrogate it.
If I'd listened to this for 2.5 hours, I'd be super upset about it not being fact-checked and at least reasonably looked at with a critical lens.
Also, it's just so big. Like, the size of that lie, like, have put so much stock into Trump and then to have it fail so spectacularly and then to not do any introspection on that at all. Because Cameron hasn't done anything, right? Like, this has been going on for several months now. And I've commented a few times, like, are we going to do any introspection on how you fell for this? And he's like, basically, no. I still think he's doing good. But anyway, never mind. Okay, so to round us out, let's talk about race. Shall we? Haven't had much race stuff yet. Let's talk about race.
Well, there's a plan written.
We are the Goyim.
Yeah, but it started in the 20s. Well, probably before this, anyway. But there's the Kalergi plan is a plan to. It's a Jew and Christian war, right? Like go back biblical days. It's a 3,000-year war, and they generally want to remove the world of Anglo-Saxon descendant European people, white people.
Okay, so that's another nice, bold, specific claim about something that definitely did or didn't happen, right? Like that event either took place and that's the world that we're living in, or it didn't and that's the world we're living in. So, I mean, I'll bet $1 million that he can't actually produce this plan because, no, Kalergi was just a guy who lived in Europe in the early 20th century who recognized that the races of the world would intermingle in the future and we'd end up with a bunch of Steph Currys, right? Like that's not a conspiracy. He just did the math because he's not an idiot.
Basic biology on that one, yeah.
He did support the idea of a pan-European Union. Where the countries of the continent would sort of, come together and get along rather than invading each other and going to war all the time. Yeah, and can you think of a European leader in the early 20th century who didn't like that idea? Our friend Adolf Hitler.
Our mate.
So he made this idea that Kalergi was on some sinister shit, and that's what our friend Jeremy here is reciting. So our friend Cameron is literally broadcasting literal Nazi propaganda. Cool, huh? Isn't that nice? Take a hippie, give him a bit of QAnon with some Pizzagate, and a few years later, you can have him backing Trump and spreading Nazi shit. That's how the world got fucked. Fun times, yeah? So, no, there is no conspiracy. There's just 7 billion people swirling around on one rock, trying to get along with no one really in charge and a handful of assholes who are trying to stoke division. But hey, let's get biblical for a second.
Their god, who's technically Lucifer, but they also worship Morlock. They also worship is it Morlock? Yeah, Baal, which is the child sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's fucking dark.
It is dark.
Yeah, it is dark. That's the fucking point. That's exactly why they're feeding it to you, so that you're easier to manipulate. And look, I love a good bit of Bible chat. I think it's a fascinating text, and I can talk about it all day. And I think we'll be doing that on the Dirt Unit soon. I
look forward to that.
These guys just aren't serious enough about it for that to be worth it. Like, they can't even get the fucking names right. But just quickly, if you're talking about the Jews, which I think he is, then no, they very much don't worship Lucifer and Moloch and Baal. That's like the fucking most of the point of the Torah and the Old Testament. Calling them satanic is just more literal Nazi propaganda, right? It sounds like he watched Europa Last Battle and actually believed it. So anyway, let's see how this epistemological rigor is serving us in the present day.
All I know is that the American Senate, out of 100 members, 93 have a dual citizenship with Israel.
Really?
That's a fact. Yeah, that's like a 1 million% fact.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So look,
it's
that's a 1 million% fact.
Is it 1,000,000% though?
And that's all he knows.
1,000,000%?
As well. That's a 1,000,000% fact. 93 out of 100 have dual citizenship with Israel. Okay, so name them, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Which ones are we talking about? Because I've got a list of 100 senators here. Which ones are you saying have dual citizenship with Israel? When did they get it? This is just the dumbest shit, because they don't even need to be dual citizens for the underlying point to be true, which is that the Israel lobby has way too much influence over American politics. You know, like, getting dual citizenship would actually be counterproductive because it would draw unnecessary attention while not adding anything of value. They can still vote on whatever without being dual citizens.
I'm Gemini this shit right now. How many US senators have Israeli? So zero.
There's none that even have dual citizenship, except for maybe Ted Cruz was a dual citizenship, a dual citizen of something at one time, and then he gave that up. So there are no dual citizens in the US.
Zero. Oh my god.
I think what they will say to that in response is that you don't have to disclose dual citizenship, which then raises the question of, okay, so where the fuck are you getting this from then? Like, what are you basing this on?
Yeah, what was your number then? Like, you're just making it up from fucking thin air.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
Look,
no, but
the fact is,
it's 1,000,000% fact.
1,000,000% fact.
Sounds good.
So do we recognize the problem here, Jeremy and Cameron? You are saying things that are just not true. With such confidence as well, you know, 1,000,000% fact. Oh my god,
yeah, 1,000,000%.
And again, he doesn't push back on it at all.
No, fuck.
So anyway, look, the fact is, American policy towards Israel is not actually about Judaism. It's about having an outpost for the Western capitalist military-industrial complex in the Middle East. And of course the evangelical Christian
shit.
Eschatology. Exactly. According to the book of Revelations in the Bible, they need a bunch of specific shit to happen in order for their savior to come back. Like, this whole thing is Christian as much as anything.
100%. Exactly. That's the missing part.
Okay. So we're nearly at the end now. So here's his closing message on elections and democracy.
And this is a message I want to get to everyone. Elections are fake. They're an illusion of choice. Democracy is an illusion.
Yeah, so look, I mean, we said it before, but it's worth saying again. What's happened here is that Trump told these guys that the Democrats were evil, then he turned out to be evil, and now these guys think that everyone's evil, instead of thinking that maybe this evil guy was lying about the other guys being evil. Right? Like, it's pretty simple. Elections are very real. That's how we got Trump in the first place. You know, 20,000 people in Pennsylvania went one way instead of the other. And, I mean, now that he's decided to just ignore elections and just say that he won, then yes, they have become less real, but they still matter,
But they still matter. Yeah, I agree.
Unless, of course, the law of projection holds up again, and it turns out the Republicans did, in fact, fuck with 2024, and they're going to fuck with the next ones. But let's not get into that here.
I don't think they're going to get there, but we'll see what happens. I have faith in institutions.
There's our last clip here, and I think it kind of sums it up nicely.
You know, who is the quote by? The most dangerous sentence you ever hear is from the government, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I don't know who said that, but that makes sense.
Yeah. I think it was a Nixon quote, or it was a US president quote.
Okay.
So the most dangerous quote you ever hear is, "I'm from the government. I'm here to help."
Yeah. Sorry, trivia question. You know who that was, Joel?
I have the script in front of me. Don't ask me that.
You
I
didn't
can
know?
see
No?
the answer.
Okay.
I know. I did not know until I looked at your script.
Okay. Well, it was Reagan, and
Of course it fucking
that
was.
that was another lie that the capitalists told so they could make more money. That's an all-time classic bit of propaganda there.
Just beginning of the fucking end. Reagan and Thatcher. Come on.
And this guy, unsurprisingly, just bought it hook, line, and sinker.
He's an idiot.
The most dangerous sentence is surely, I'm a profit-seeking corporation, and you should let my interests dictate the shape of your society.
Yeah.
No?
Great quote. Who made that quote up?
that was Daniel. Daniel right here, right now, on the conditional release program.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, those corporations inevitably try to corrupt the government, of course, and that is an ongoing battle that we need to be
It's in the quote. It's in the quote.
Yeah.
It says
That's how
their
they're gonna-
interests should dictate the shape of your society.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, look, the closing message here, I guess, is your instincts were correct. The billionaire pedophile protecting elites are absolutely trying to divide us by flooding the zone with traumatizing and destabilizing shit. The good news is that most of that shit isn't true, right? They're fucking fairy tales. They're ghost stories.
Good.
The bad news
that's
is
reassuring.
they are that good at lying. That's fucking terrifying.
So people have fallen for it, unfortunately. It's very sad.
They're that ruthless. They have taken almost complete power, and they have no reason to pull back. So we need to get our shit together, basically.
Yeah, listeners, that's you.
The red pill wasn't an awakening. It was a poisonous hallucinogen that dragged you and millions of others into an illusory reality. The question is how much longer you stay there.
All right. Well, what I will say is that hallucinogens are not necessarily bad. I recommend all of you take psychedelic drugs, but not the ones that result in you watching endless reels from fuckheads with double-digit IQs like the morons that we just spent 3 hours talking about. My God, they're fucking stupid. Read a book. My God.
I was hoping for a more sympathetic, empathetic kind of approach, but maybe we do need to be harsh as well.
It, man.
I don't know.
Like,
It's
just
frustrating.
too much. You're good at giving like the olive leaf, but like I'm listening to these people and I'm just like, look, man, I can't see that light in the tunnel because I cannot make you get your jollies from the right thing. The only thing that makes you happy is self-righteous anger, and I can't give you that without victimizing someone.
He does talk a lot about how he gets jollies elsewhere. Like even in that Pete Evans thing, it was like, one of my favorite things is having a pizza night on Fridays with my daughter, where we
he's watching his partner make food, and then he doesn't even clean up after her. He's a fucking sociopath.
The point is,
I just like
that
watching
they're
her
discovering
cook.
these basic things. Or like he goes for a walk without his phone, and it's like, yeah, great. This is one. Or he goes for a hike, or he goes and plays golf and talks with his friends. Like he does all this good stuff. There is that good stuff. Go and do that good stuff.
Yeah,
this
touch some fucking grass.
If you want to fucking talk about how you got lied to, I'm right here. You know where to find me. You can unblock me or whatever. You've got my email. That's fucking.
They won't though. They fucking won't. because they're fucking
No.
cowards and they're piss weak and they're not smart, they're not interesting, and they're not prepared to do anything more than just talk into a microphone based on vibes and thoughts.
I mean, they're not going to with his attitude. That's the point. That's why I've been trying to be nice and stuff. I'm trying to
You're
reach out to
right.
the human.
They're never
the
going to
human
listen to this
thing.
episode anyway.
Thank you for indulging me there. Thank you for bearing with it. Thank you to listeners who went through it. I hope I hope that made sense. I hope it was not too painful. I hope you get where I'm coming from. I hope you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
If you're here at this point, you're not worrying about the fact that we're doing a long sign up, because I tell you what, the Dirt Unit with Daniel and Brendan is great. I love this podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I've listened to it extensively.
Go listen to that.
I really, really, really like the Dirt Unit. I'm not
It
just
is good
saying
stuff.
this. It is a genuine. It's just a great podcast. It's long form, it's detailed, but it's well researched and it's fantastic.
Very
so
long
it's
form,
worth your
very
time.
detailed. Yes.
Go and listen, and I will continue to push it on the socials. But if you're a listener and not a social guy, just listen to the fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's
'cause
very
it's
kind of you. Thank
fantastic.
you, mate.
It's
Thank you.
very
Great.
adjacent to what we do. It gets ethereal, but you know what? If you start to like Brendan, you'll understand why, and you'll just enjoy the rabbit holes the guy runs down. Like
He's so good. He's so good.
It's beautiful. And his
Exactly.
enthusiasm is contagious. You will learn to love him and everything he stands for. So
Yeah,
this
this is
is
a massive thing that we're working our way through at the moment as well with this.
the echelon thing. I haven't even started. Yeah, I'm
big.
just about to start.
It's big.
I've just finished law exam, so I'm just about to start.
Hey,
I wasn't
well,
gonna.
congrats for that too.
Thank you very much, my friend. I'm
There we
looking
go.
forward to using the rest of my brain space to listening to the latest Dirt Unit episodes, because God, they're good. All
There we
right.
go.
Thanks, Daniel. Thank you so much. for this.
Pleasure.
It was a big slog. Thank you.
Cool, man. Thank you.
See ya.
I don't think I ever want to talk to any of those people.